Alright, so this is session 1 of Rise of the Runelords for Pathfinder 2. All with the shenanigans that might ensue here in unpreparedness and just see how I run a game with some new players. Although half of you do know me, so... Although, I don't think Michelle's ever played with me beyond like a one-shot, so this will be interesting to see how this plays out. Mike knows how I am, and for the other two, Sean and Robin, welcome to my games. We'll see if you like it. Alright. Our game takes place in the lands of Galarian, which is huge, big. I'm not gonna worry about it because it's gargantuan. We're gonna condense it down to a smaller region, a nation called Varisia, and we're gonna go even a little further down, condense into a single point location called Sandpoint, a town, a small town. I'm gonna go ahead and bring everyone into our shit, no more. Wait, I'm not doing any prep. Bring it in here. So this is the wrong map I'm using, but this is it. So this is the town of Sandpoint. It's a small little town on the Varisian coast. It's about 40 years of age, built upon the natural harbor that you see on the map right now, and it consists of about 1,200 people, most of them, majority, being humans, although a mix of halflings, elves, dwarves, gnomes, half-elves, half-orcs, and the occasional possible lizard folk that just stroll on through. But this is a human-centric town, and it is a town of various qualities. But the significant event, the reason why all of you find yourselves within the town of Sandpoint, maybe you're passing through. Maybe it's here, you're looking for maybe some jobs. There's always opportunity in Sandpoint. It is known as a birthplace of heroes. It's a place where individuals go to get jobs, to find a new way of life. Well, either way, all of you don't quite know each other, but you find yourselves currently on this day. It is the 3rd of Fire Day in the year 4707. Not sure what AR means, but we'll go with AR. I have to learn. But it is not 5:19. It is currently 8:19 a.m. early in the morning. It's a cloudless sky, but the temperature is nice and accommodating for everyone. It's comfortable. And the town right now is in a bustle of activity, because not only do we find ourselves within a morning of a fine beginning of a day, but it is actually the day where the cathedral, the Sandpoint Cathedral, is about to be essentially reopened. That's actually spot number 1 on the map if you so look at it right now. It's a significant event because, well, for those of you that are passing through or may have overheard, the cathedral is being rebuilt from a incident that occurred several years ago. And the talk of the town the last couple of days leading up to today is that this is a actual small holiday in sense. It is known as the Festival of the Swallowtails, in commemoration for the goddess of Desna. There's going to be the commemoration of the actual of the church, but a day of festivities, of drinks, of enjoyment, of games, and it's meant to be a day that everyone can come together and have just a grand old time. Now, being 8:19 a.m. in the morning, is there anyone here, as the stallsmen are going to their stalls, getting ready for selling the various trinkets they've gotten from making here, from other trades, from other adventurers passing through town, to the fishermen now come in from the very early morning halls and getting ready to go to the markets to allow people to acquire and start to cook the fresh fish for themselves, as well as people just getting ready, excited to talk about the Swallowtail Festival, about the game. Some are looking forward to the Sword the Goblin, to the actual competition of archery that might be done. But with those could also be small prizes. Now, during this upturn of events in this day, before I go any further, is there anything here anyone right now might be doing as they are within the town of Sandpoint? What might you have a reason to be here if you want to think of it right now, or it just seems like you're just maybe passing through? It's up to you. But before we go any further, of the five of you, what might you be doing within the town of Sandpoint in this magical world?
Ito would be trying to sell some pelts and maybe participate in the archery contest.
Okay. So, Ito, as you are walking around, interest, you have heard that there's going to be a competition of skill when it comes to archery. You're looking forward to this. Show off your prowess. Also, you have a fair number of pelts you wanted to possibly sell, and so you're finding a way going through the markets of Sandpoint to set up a stall, and see if you can have anyone acquire and be curious about your pelts. And as you're going to get set up, there's another merchant that kind of looks over and goes, "Don't quite see too many lizard folk around here selling pelts. Tell me, was it easy getting those? I never really have too much knowledge of you lizard folk. Was it easy to come by?" As he kind of comes in, you see that he's actually he's a seller of fish. His stall has a bunch of fresh fish, not on ice, but being salted right now. He's coming over, he's handling your pelts, but very, very delicately. He's not trying to be like, rip things apart, but he's trying to see how well these pelts are. So, question to you, how do you answer that question there, Ito?
If I had eyebrows, I would have raised one of them. And I'd have said, Ito would have said, about as easy enough to come by as fish, as long as you're good at holding real still.
Oh, well, it's really easy to stay still. I mean, having out on a boat on the waters here, either we got the captain just barge our asses to get these fish in, or we sometimes let him go to sleep when it's still light not coming out from the horizon, and just enjoy some nice tankards of beer until a wave hits us and throws some people overboard. But we know how to be still. Although I'm not quite sure if we can be as still as you. Let's read. My name is Polak. What's your name, friend?
Ito.
Ito. Nice to meet you. Then we cut a little bit scenes. Anything else anyone else might wish to be with their initial possible introduction into the town of Sandpoint?
Olaf is walking through the little village, trying to look for a tavern to inquire, or get information about the surroundings and such. And if there's anything interesting around Sandpoint.
Ah, fantastic. Actually, as you're looking around, you're directed to a specific location there, and your name is Olaf, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Olaf, looking for a place to acquire about said things, you actually are directed towards a location known as... Give me 1 second, pull up my notes. The White Deer. To the north. Actually, if you look at the map right now, it is location number 3. Very, very top part of the map. It's actually next to the cathedral. But the White Deer, as you approach, is a 3-story building. First story is made up of stone, and the top 2 are actually of wood. But one thing you notice, Olaf, is that the building itself is actually new. Looking at the other buildings, besides the cathedral and actually the couple buildings around the White Deer, the actual other buildings are kind of relatively old in the 40 years of life being here in Sandpoint, but these buildings around you are actually relatively new. Almost the same type of timber and construction materials used as the rebuilding of the cathedral. But as you approach, you see the sign known as the White Deer. You push open the door and you walk inside, and you see a rather nice tavern slash inn. And there's some people in there. No one really pays you any attention, Olaf. But one of the large, dark-skinned individuals behind the counter, he looks up and goes, "Oh, well, you don't look like a familiar face. What can I get for you? Are you looking for information? Or a bed? Or just some friendly competition of arm wrestling?"
I would like a tankard of beer, and well, if you could tell me anything about then, well, I'd like to inquire about it.
All right, you broke off bleed for a second there, Rob. I didn't hear what you actually said. Have that conversation.
I would like a tankard of beer, and well, if there's any information about the city, about the festival and such that you could tell me, I would well like to know it.
Absolutely. And actually, I can show you a picture of who you're talking to right now. Let's go ahead and show this individual because we'll now go to a chat, and you'll see this man. Where is he at? Where are you, Baldy? There he is. All right, so this is the man you see behind the counter. And he goes, "Well, the town itself, we're kind of recovering from, I guess the most well-known incident in Sandpoint was several years ago when our church burnt down in the middle of the night. Some rough time then. Sandpoint itself is actually a rather peaceful town, but it's been rather unfortunate that the old priest and his daughter died in that fire. But I mean, now our new priest is rather good, but a lot of the people here are still not really. It's still something of a sore note with everyone here. But I mean, we're pretty safe on the coast here. We do get the occasional hiccups from those pesky goblins. It's more like weeds walking through the landscape. But beyond that, we've not really had too much trouble within the last 40 years of Sandpoint's history. But if you're looking for some type of business, I mean, I see where you're carrying yourself right now. You might want to head, as much as I don't want to say it, head over to the Rusty Dragon. There's a tavern board there of potential jobs people might be looking for. It might be a bit of goblin-esque charades, but I'm just more focused on having people have fine drink and fine lodging here. Well, 1 copper, please, as he hands you over a tankard of beer. Sandpoint's finest, I might say myself. Maybe not as good as down south in Magnamar, the larger city, but it's a little better than our other tavern here, the Rusty Dragon.
Well, thank you very much, and also thank you for all the information you could share with me.
Of course, we're welcoming to individuals. Especially of the adventurer sort, because the more adventurers come through Sandpoint, the wealthier we'll become. But good day to you, friend.
Good day to you as well.
Is the Rusty Dragon number 37?
Do you see a big old dragon on? Yes, number 37 is the Rusty Dragon.
Okay, sweet. Would Ito be at 35 over here? It looks like a market.
So number 35 is indeed the Sandpoint Market. That's actually where you would be.
Okay, sweet.
All right. So Olaf, as you enjoy your drink, we're now going to cut to another potential scene between Davina and Tristan. Do you two want to possibly have any type of introduction?
Tristan would just walking through the street.
Mike,
So,
pick up your mic a little more.
So Tristan would just be walking through the streets, enjoying the sun, just walking aimlessly.
Okay. And then rotate your camera so you can actually see your face when you talk.
Set up
There you
for
go.
dreams, though.
All right, Tristan. As you are walking around through the streets, as mentioned, it's a happy time. People are excited about the Swallowtail Festival. People are excited about the commemoration of this new cathedral, and also the competitions. Everyone's looking forward to the friendly games that are going to happen. Actually, around the cathedral itself is where all the games are going to take place. And so, with that, as you're actually walking past the market square, Tristan, you see a lizard folk is set up a little bit of a saw right now. Another individual, some fish is kind of talking, point at some of the tanning skins that the lizard folk has. But a lot of people are actually, you notice this, Tristan, of a normal day, a morning would be a prime time to set up wares. Only about half of the actual stalls within the market right now are actually full. And to you also, it's the same thing. There's actually not much actual stuff being done here because everyone's saying, don't go to the festival, enjoy the festival. We can have markets tomorrow. Today's meant to be a good day for the Swallowtail Festival.
Okay. That just leaves one more player character then, yeah?
Okay. What about you, Divina? Anything you might want to add in?
Davina came specifically because of the temple, and she's heading straight there for the festival with a little bird with a strange mask on its face and some little tassels hanging off its tail, and she's just skipping with these big long braids falling behind her. She's little, and so she's darting in between people, headed up to the temple to check out the festival.
Fantastic. Davina, as you are skipping along, going towards the temple, you see this new cathedral. It's actually it's now the most grandiose building in Sandpoint. As you're looking at it, it's really, really nice. It's very open to the environment, and you see that's not denominated to one specific god. It's actually affiliated to a number of gods, and various sections of the cathedral are small little temples to individual gods. And you can see that their acolytes right now are moving in and about. They're giving things, they're giving prayers to people. Already donations are coming in. You see some are trying to go there for some advice. And you see other qualities. You see that very, very cleverly hidden, almost like it hasn't been fully stripped away, but you see some small remnants of the old church that has been built over. And as you have heard rumor of that event that happened a couple of years ago, and directly to the east of the cathedral is a small cemetery of, well, for Sandpoint. You see some individual in there who is currently just kind of putting flowers down on various graves. He happens to be a little bit misshapen in his shoulder, but besides that, he's just kind of neatly tending. He's kind of cutting some grasses to make the actual relatively nice area of the cemetery look very proper and very, very clean. And as you are looking around, you see that they're actually set up a small stage in front of the cathedral, and there are various people moving in and about, and you see there's actually a number of what looks like nobles are moving about, the way they dress. You see the differences between. I need to get my thing to talk slower. Give me a second. I need to speak slow.
Come here, buddy.
You're seeing the differences between the local commoners and the nobles, wearing the fine signet rings, wearing the embroidered clothing. You can see the disparities in wealth as moving about, but everyone here is having a good time. No one's having any type of hard emotions, and it's just, yeah, you're starting to see some of the noise pick up as some of the games are starting to get set up. You see a small section of several pieces of wood being clumped together, and a bunch of whittling tools are set aside. Look like it might be like a whittling competition for craftsmen. You see another one where an individual is getting these wooden discs, and he's actually this one larger guy. He's practicing his throws, and he goes, "All right," and he throws a wooden disc, and it's like a frisbee in the air. You watch another individual, it looks like a worker. He just has a bow. It goes, pulls back, it fires. It misses the thing. It goes off. It's definitely gonna be an archery competition there. And there's various other games being set up, and you see some of the craftsmen, some of the stall workers, merchants are coming by, and they're giving some inventory. There's gonna be some small rewards to individuals of these small games. And you can see actually within the large cathedral a large wagon, square-esque, about maybe 2 feet in height, covered by some drapery, are carefully being pushed on two wheels by a couple acolytes. And you see a little bit of a middle-aged, in blue robes individual. You can obviously can tell with your own profession there, Davina, is probably the head priest of this chapel, and he's currently with a big smile on his face. He's talking with a couple of acolytes, and you're kind of enjoying your time there. Does anyone wish to interject? As you finish drinking your drink, Olaf, as you hear people go, "All right, I believe the mayor's going to speak soon. We'll start off the day. We'll start off the Swallowtail Festival." And someone comes into the actual tavern you're in right now, Olaf. "Let's go! This would be a great day. Let's go, let's go, let's go." As people are just cheering people to go out towards now the actual courtyard, the front courtyard, of the cathedral. Olaf, what might you find yourself doing?
Well, I finish my tankard of beer first, then I put it down on the bar and go outside to see what's going to happen out in front of the temple.
Okay. As you walk out, Tristan, or not, sorry, Tristan, as you walk out, Olaf, you see a small stage being set, and you see several people they're getting ready to do a bit of speeches. You can see that there is this dark-haired woman who has a bunch of individuals around her. Seems to be rather important, and she's just having a good time. She's laughing, smiling, she's patting people on the back, and she's doing a lot of handshaking to people that are coming by. Noticeably, you recognize not anyone specifically, but you're seeing other individuals like yourself. Now, all of you are new when it comes to the realm of essentially adventurehood. You're not really heroes yet. You're just individuals that have a little more of a understanding of what you can do in the world. A calling, as it were, to be something a little more than the average commoner, than the farmer, the woodworker, the fisherman. You took on a little more of a dangerous life. But the same thing, Olaf, you can see people are getting ready for the competition. More people are starting to filter into the middle of this open area in front of the cathedral. And same thing for you. You see, this cathedral is very, very nice. And it's going to be probably the most grandiose building within the actual town of Sandpoint itself. In very stark contrast to the west, you see this very old, beat-down, ruined light tower. Or lighthouse, I should say. It's actually the only large ruin you can see inside the town of Sandpoint, and it's almost like no one's really wanted to take care of it by putting it down or whatnot. Yes, Sean. Spot number 52. This runs roughly about 40 feet in the air. Actually, a part of a much larger structure. In fact, it's actually at the highest point of Sandpoint, and everyone, as you move through the town, can see this large ruin. And the locals call it the Old Lighthouse. And we're going to go back now to Ito. Ito, what might you be doing? As you know, people wanted to potentially get some of the early tradesman stuff done, market stalls, but now as the formal gathering and the start of the actual festival is going to happen relatively soon, the actual market square is starting to get less and less occupied.
have I sold many of my pelts? Because Ito's thinking it would be nice to see, but I can't just leave my stuff here for someone to steal.
How many pelts did you have with you, Ito?
Maybe about 4 choice pieces
Okay.
of pelt.
Four choice pieces of pelt. Let's see if you sold any. Go ahead and give me a D4 plus 2.
Let's hope I am entering this
D4
code.
minus 2. Tell me what you sold. D4 minus 2. It's how many you sold. You sold 2.
Oh,
All right.
-2.
Yeah. So you've
Okay.
you've sold 2 pelts.
1d4 -2 would be 4.
Yeah. So 1d4 minus 2. You rolled a 4, so it's 2. So you've actually sold 2 pelts. In fact, that first merchant that was here, he bought both of them. He was like,
Nice.
This is interesting. You know what? You have yourself a deal here. And he ends up buying those 2 pelts from you. At this point, you can actually just go ahead and just put them over your shoulder, put them in your bag, whatnot. I just want to stake here.
I can carry. I can carry 2 pelts. I guess I'll make my way over to the new cathedral at this point. So.
All right. And do you visibly have your longbow with you right now?
Yeah, I guess I have it slinged across
that merchant
this
goes,
person.
I've never really been good. I can throw a rock fairly well aimed, but I've never been really good with a bow. I'm quite interested to see how well the competition is done today. Our local actual hunter, he goes by the name of Elric, and I'm actually quite curious to see how well he does to other folk today.
Oh,
So I'm looking forward to seeing you out there. Good luck to you, friend.
Yeah. Thank you for your good wishes. Goodbye.
I believe that leaves lastly Tristan.
Yeah, seeing everybody starting to clear out and being excited to go towards cliff, I would slowly start making my way over, still just enjoying myself and my free time outside.
Okay. Eventually, you all make your way towards this cathedral. As mentioned, you see the little platform that's set up front. You see the various individuals walking about, and now that a large portion of the town is actually gathered here, not everyone obviously would feel it here, but a large majority have come here. You're seeing the commoners, you're seeing a couple of guards, you're seeing some actual shopkeepers. There's some walking about. In fact, you actually see that dark individual, Olaf, that actually gave you the drink, the owner of the tavern. He's actually out here now, giving out some pastries that smell relatively good as he walks by. Offer pastries to some other individuals. He doesn't see you. He doesn't offer you anything, but you see, he seems to be somewhat making beelines towards certain individuals, and he actually walks over towards that woman that seemed rather important earlier that was kind of shaking hands, and offers her a couple of pastries. She takes one with a nod of her head, a big smile on her face, before he moves on off to continue his slight detour of offering pastries. And it gets to around, I'll go with 8:40 a.m. when you see her actually start to walk up the edge of the small little platform, maybe like a really small stage. And as she walks up, she stands to her full attention, and the crowd, the volume dies down a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what you all see. You see this woman. Although not wearing armor, not having weaponry, but she's wearing just really, really nice clothing, green accents, whatnot. But you can see the short hair, and you see a couple people kind of point. You see a little small child that is being accompanied by a couple parents, and he goes, "You see, that's Mayor Devon." And you see this woman now with just a big smile on her face. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to, well, the Swallowtail Festival. And just an accompanying amount of cheers and claps. And she has that smile on her face still. And she starts waving to other people before she goes on further. I am so happy that everyone is here for our our opening of our new cathedral, and it's taken a few years, but it's definitely well worth the wait, and it's something that I am very proud as mayor to show for everyone in Sandpoint, and it's we're looking to have a great day today with the release of the Swallowtails by Father Santis, and just have everyone out. I mean, we even have old hard worker Lars Wolvansky out here. He never leaves his workshop, and you see people kind of start to laugh, and you see some old ruffled, looks like a veteran warrior, looks like a blacksmith. Just kind of he does this, and you see Mayor Devon just kind of still laugh. Well, before we continue with today's festivities, I do want to bring the stage to some other important individuals within the town of Sandpoint. And she stands back as another individual comes walking up. And this one is, well, you can tell, is somewhat of a warrior by the way he carries himself. He's wearing chainmail armor. He has a sword at his side. He's not here for the festivities. You see this individual walk up. And as he gets to the center of the stage, you see Mayor Devrin kind of step back and kind of just fold her arms and kind of just look. She nods at this individual, and he turns around and just, with a very, very kind of deadpan tone. Today shouldn't be just for an eventful, fun time. This should be for a moment of silence for the individuals who lost their lives in the fire that claimed our previous church several years ago. I need to remind everyone to please be safe around today's evening's campfire. The bonfire will be a place to make sure you're safe. And you see that his talk is really different. The opposite of Mayor Devrin, and gets her and the crowd, not her, but the crowd's a little bit like, their mood drops a little bit. And you see someone like, come on, Hemlock, you just get out of the way. And he doesn't say too much else. And he kind of looks like he wants to say anything, and he finally just nods his head to Mayor Devrin and walks off the stage. Mayor Devrin gets back up to the stage. Well, yes, please do remember that we did lose our previous father and his beloved daughter in that fire 5 years ago. But they will always be within our memories here in Sandpoint for as long as we stand. I unfortunately have to bring some small bad news. Rangekyo Kaiutsu will not be speaking today because he's a little bit ill. And you hear a couple of people in the crowd kind of, yeah, because he doesn't like public places. He's always been like that. And before Mayor Devon says anything further, you hear, but I can take his place, and man just rushes up on stage with also a big smile and just clinking jewelry on his neck. And you see this individual. Where's he at? Big smile on his face. It's okay, Mayor Devrin. Hello, everyone! You know who I am! Sir Dak Drok is to your service! And people just kind of have a grin. And he continues. Well, I will take the place of the Rangekyo Kaiutsu because he decided to be at his own home a little bit sick, with a bit of a cheer and a little laugh of the crowd. Let's not forget that my theater was pivotal in acquiring the funds to rebuild our fantastic cathedral here. But no, I don't want to get into that. How much help I helped out to this town. But I want to mention that I invite everyone here to stop by the Sandpoint Theater for the following evening for our new production of The Harpy's Curse. I have revealed that of this era, the Harpy Queen will be played by none other than our famous Magnimirian diva Alessandra! And half the crowd's just like, who? Okay. And the crowd starts to, eventually everyone starts clapping and they all get into a cheer. You see my Devin go, oh, okay. And kind of just, she kind of shoves him off the stage. And I'll see you all there! And he kind of just walks off just in a good old upbeat manner. And then...
Where's the theater?
The theater is spot... Let's see, where's that? Number 23.
Okay.
Yep, right there.
Good to know.
All right. And lastly, an individual comes up to the edge of the stage, and you see Mayor Devrin. And last, for our speakers today, I want to introduce, everyone knows, our new priest that has come in time of great need once our unfortunate father passed away in the fire. I present, everyone knows, Father Xantus, please come up here. And you watch as a heavily blue-robed individual comes forward. I don't have a good picture. We'll use this one. You see this little bit dark-skinned, weathered man come to the stage. He does have a bit of a smile on his face. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I want to have today be a phenomenal day for everyone's memories, and to have our opening of our new cathedral. But before that, I want to have everyone well-wished for fun and for splendid lives. But first, I want to do a little bit of a recounting. And as he says this, you see a couple acolytes push forward that wagon you saw that was covered, Divina, from inside the cathedral, and they push it into the front of the stage. I want to retell the short tale of Desna, the goddess who fell to the earth and was nursed back to health by a blind child. And after Desna was nursed back to health, she transformed this innocent child into an immortal butterfly as a reward for her aid. As all of you can be rewarded for your aid to individuals in time of need. And as he finishes this, the acolytes pull back the blankets over the cart, and you see a large collection of swallowtail butterflies. And you see that Father Xantus comes down near the edge of the stage and opens up the top, and a untold number of multicolored swallowtail butterflies spiral out. I can show a picture of this real quick. These are the swallowtails. Got here, image. You see thousands of them stream out and spread all over the area, and you see the giggling delight of little boys and girls as the butterflies move everywhere, and you see children immediately start to try to catch them, but never quite seem able to catch the butterflies as they giggle. And Father Xantus, with this, I commence the start of the Swallowtail Festival. Enjoy the food, enjoy the games. Tonight, near sundown, we'll have the official commemoration and the opening for our cathedral. But until then, enjoy yourselves! And there's a huge crowd, or hear a huge cheer of applause and enjoyment as Father Xantus beams a big smile and then walks off the stage. You see Mayor Deverin wave everyone. She walks off the stage, and you see a couple of... They're definitely adventuring sort, kind of looks like you. Some less experienced, some a little more experienced. They do approach Mayor Deverin, they shake hands, they're doing some small talk. But now, the full commencement of the Swallowtail Festival has started. And women and children are moving about. As I mentioned, they're trying to chase butterflies. Some are now getting food, some are walking on with a drink. And the games have officially started. Now, what is all of you potentially doing? As I'll list out the amount of games you can see.
Well, after witnessing that, Ito would be indifferent, but still looking forward to the archery contest, so he'd be looking around for that, I imagine.
Yeah. Tristan would be looking around for the games and seeing what games they are and see if there would be one you'd want to play.
All right. Let's see. Pull up some other stuff.
I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. If you look in chat, these are some of the large competitions done here today. We have the Toss a Goblin contest, the archery contest, the wood carving, the grease pig grabbing contest, the weightlifting, the tug of war, the bounce beam, and the grab a needle.
Toss the Goblin seems a bit unethical. Is it a real goblin?
As you look over, it is not indeed real goblins. It's a small barrel of actually stuffed goblin, like not in a cute manner because goblins are not cute. But there are essentially these small little pillows or essentially stuffed goblins essentially in cloth, and there's a barrel at the far side of this small lane, and it's essentially just tossing these into the barrel.
Okay.
The grease pig is what it sounds like. The grab a needle is actually several large bays of hail. Hail's a bay. I always get those damn words confused for some reason.
Haystacks?
The giant stacks of hay. Giant cubes of hay. They're actually not actual needles, but they have taken small little objects and put them into the inside, and whoever retrieves them the fastest gets rewards. The bounce beam is essentially, there's a small pit of mud and just a small beam of a trunk of a tree with people trying to cross. You have the tug of war, the weightlifting. So of all these, which ones, I'm gonna give everyone one, if they so wish. Little competition they can do, but they want to do something else, or they can do this accompanied with something else. So, who here wants to partake in the first activity of the day?
Like first in the list, or just first to...
I'm gonna give everyone essentially one little thing they can do. One little competition they do if they want.
Ito's gonna partake in the archery contest.
Alright. Does anyone else here wish to partake in the archery contest? Alright. So, Ito, you're curious about this, so you actually start to go towards the archery contest, and you see there are several tables, and some of them have standard stock longbows, a bunch of arrows that are nearby. Now, your profession, yours is a little better quality, you can see, but these are serviceable. There's another group of men, about 3 of them, are around another table with many different sized disc of wood. And you see already there's a line of people, and you see that there's some that are gathering. Some have their own longbows, some have crossbows. But essentially, they start with a big plate-sized piece of wood, and the man throws it in the air, and the archer has 4 arrows, and he launches and tries to get them. And you see right now, already a line has started, people are already doing the competition, and some are doing all right, some not so much. But you see the individual, all right, who here can do this archery contest? The easy one is the first plate, but then they get smaller every single time. You only have 4 arrows. How far can you go? And do you wait in line there, Ito?
Yeah, he's ready to accept the challenge.
All right, Ito. Eventually, the line gets down, and it gets to you. You there, lizard folk! Oh, how well your eyes might be accustomed to these things here. Curious! I've not had too many competitors of the lizard folk kind. What can you do? Stand up here! And you see the people, there's about maybe 20, 30 people, all about various areas of eating, drinking, talking, some are kissing off on the side. And he goes, all right, you have your own bow, fantastic. Your own arrows, fantastic. But just ask, no magical enhanced abilities, please. Raw prowess. All right, pull your bow, pull your arrow. And when you're ready, let us know. We will launch the first disc.
So Ito nods and knocks one of his arrows ready to fire.
It's a large, dinner-sized plate. And the man's getting ready to throw it. Looks at you, Ito. What do you say for the word? What do you say?
He says, launch.
And he throws it in the air. It's good. It's like a giant clear target. All right, first skill roll of the game. Actually, attack roll, technically. All right, Ito, go to your character sheet.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me an attack roll with your longbow. First DC,
see.
easy, DC 10.
Wow.
No. Can I use my hero point on that?
If you want to. All right, so before I use it, let's talk some mechanics about Pathfinder 2. So, there's a meta currency called hero points. Everyone starts with 1 per session. You can gain more by roleplay and stuff like that. You can use these to do some small changes to a scene, to reroll a skill check, or if you're about to go down for the count and die, you can use it to stabilize. Not to against death's door. You'll still be unconscious, but you won't die. We want to use your one and only hero point. Hit that target.
Yeah, this is the first target. Like, if I miss this,
all right, go.
Come on.
If I miss this, I can't hit the others, right?
No, you have 4 tries. All right, go ahead and launch it.
Oh, okay. So if I have 4 other tries,
but they only go down in size until you hit 1.
okay, is there like a penalty to my attack roll as the sizes get smaller?
Yes, the DC goes up.
Oof.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm fine with that roll. I'm not going to use my hero point yet. I don't feel like this is vital enough. This is fun and games. This isn't life and death.
All right, so the arrow just misses edge of the disc. The gun goes, whoa. You see the man goes, maybe lizard folk don't have really good eyes in the first place. Well, yeah, 3 more arrows. All right, still the same size plate. Let's try again. You see the man has a bit of a smile on his face now. I think he's ready to throw the next same size disc. He looks at you.
All right, the same size?
Yeah.
All right. I just shout launch again.
Launch, and he throws. Okay.
There we go.
This time, smack dab in the middle. Poof, hits the wood and it falls to the ground. A small little boy, about 10 years old, runs out, grabs it, comes running back. It's smack down in the middle of the wood. All right, the first arrow must have been a fluke. We got this one. You got 2 more arrows. All right, the next one. It's half the size of this plate.
Half the size.
And he looks at you. All right, I guess the first one was a fluke. What can you do, lizard folk? He gets ready. He gets ready to swing this one out.
All right. Ito knocks another arrow and shouts launch.
He throws the next one half the size. Higher DC. Give me a roll.
Ooh.
This one, middle of the target, bam, hits it. Hits the ground. The crowd's, yeah. The kid runs out again. Grabs, comes back. Impressed.
Is he grabbing my arrows?
The first one, no, it's just off. It's not like in the middle of the town, but it's off away from the town. But he comes back with the arrow that's in the woods still.
Okay, so I get my arrows back.
Yes.
For the ones I hit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You can go find the other
Okay.
ones that missed. There's off like in the distance on the beach. All right.
Understand, yeah.
We're going to go it smaller. So we now have, where's my pen at? 2 successes.
Yeah, Ito's trying to like calm his nerves. He's got like the shakes a little bit and his shoulders are tense, but he's trying to like keep it together.
All right. This one's even smaller. This is the hard one. Can you do this? And the guy, even smaller one, gets ready to throw this one.
Okay, Ito knocks his 4th arrow and says launch.
He launches the disc. Give me the roll. It hits the small one. It goes down. He's like, wow, I didn't expect that. Maybe lizard folk eyes are really good. And as the boy runs out, the crowd, they clap, they cheer. 3 out of 4, I must say, not bad. Even Elric didn't get the 4th out of 4th one. Tied with Elric. You are something else there, young man. Lizard folk.
Ito nods and kind of looks at the boy for his arrows.
You can get them. They're on the beach.
We
just bring you the other 3, though.
Yeah, the 3. I don't think he's gonna go for. I don't know how far away the beach is. He's probably just trade a pelt for.
Think
for
about
some
going
arrows
from Area 5 to Area 51. Area 51.
Oh, that's just it's not that very far, I guess. Is there a reward for success in the archery contest?
There is. And as we're getting ready to give you a reward, we're gonna cut scenes to
Sweet.
the next competition. Who is gonna go next?
Question. I had to run away, but what's grab the needle?
So they have a bunch of bays of hail. Why can I say this word? This is driving me nuts.
Bales of hay.
Bales of hay. There's many bales of hay are stacked up, and they've had people actually put these small objects into the hay, and whoever grabs individual ones after how many tries gets a reward. So it's based on skill check. It's going to be either stealth or thievery to acquire the objects. No, sorry, not stealth. Perception or thievery.
I think I'd like to try out the balance beam contest.
Acrobatics. You good with that?
Yep.
All right. So, as you go over to the next place, as there's kind of couple cheering coming from the archery contest, you see there are several logs of varying width. Some that are just planted on the ground, and one cleverly designed to roll on rollers, it looks like. And they range from 10 feet to 20 feet, even 30 feet in length. And you see already, the mud has been disturbed. There's people getting out of the mud that are covered in various degrees of wetness from falling in. Some ankle height, some fully drenched. And you see the man, all right, who here has the gait of a tiger, the stealth of a cheetah, who here can run across these balance beams with expert skill? You, sir! You look like you might be on the feet of a lion. Do you think you have what it takes to cross these beams?
You know, I've been enjoying this day so far. Why not? Let's give it a try.
All right. Clean the wood! We have the next one up here. You see the people are just like getting the mud off them? Good luck. They're drying themselves off because they're now covered in mud. And they see you. After a couple of minutes, all the logs are clean. Young man, step up to the start here. When you're ready, run across. And may the goddess of luck be with you.
So I'll just like kind of go off to the side, find a nice little clean area, take off some of my stuff, put I have a little book, and so that way I can be limber.
And I must ask, please, no magic. Be honest. I want to see the raw ability of how well you can handle your feet.
And then I run.
All right, the first one, easy. You don't lose any balance, you just cut across it. You're on the other side of this obstacle course. All right, come on back. The first one has been successfully navigated. This one, a little bit thinner, a little bit longer. Not so even in the make of the wood. Your next acrobatics check there, Tristan. As you start to run across, you start to lose a bit of your balance. But you're fine. You actually get across, but you're at a point there a little bit tough. Where you suspect the next one might be a little bit dangerous.
Ooh.
All right. Can you make the third one? This one here is uneven. It's rickety. But a true adventurer would be able to navigate this with ease. Are you, sir, a true adventurer? As a small crowd is now gathered.
Well, looks like we're about to find out.
You cut across it easy, better than the first one. You're now at the fourth beam. This one is on rollers.
Ooh.
And as you get to it, one of the kids next to it goes, all right, and it starts to wheel the thing. You can't stop it, but can you make it across? And you see there's two more after this. But you see the pits on either side of these have been undisturbed. No one's made it past this one right here.
All right. Here we go.
As you cut across, you make it past the third one. Sorry, the fourth one. The first one, the crowd goes, all right, he's did it! He did it! You're at the fourth one. You just passed. Now, you're in uncharted territories. Now, the kid spins the wood on these ball bearings even faster. Not only that, the wood is uneven, so it bows in the middle as it goes up and down. This one looks very, very tricky.
Ooh.
But so far, you're the first one to make it this far, Tristan.
Ooh. All right.
You got this.
Nope. Hero point.
you start running. You start running. Halfway, the boat goes up. You go,
Hero
oh,
point.
and you just poof into the
Hero
mud.
point. Hero point.
You gonna do it? All right, you're gonna do it. Go for it.
Oh, you can
Same result. You're halfway there, and You get launched in the air by the way it's built, and you just splash into the mud. But the crowd goes, but you still made the best one! You still made the best one! As the boys kind of cheer, the crowd around you starts to cheer a little bit. So far, you have made the best leap so far. Alright, so you have beaten number 4 for you, Tristan.
Good job.
Alright, who's next?
I'm gonna do grab the needle.
Okay, so as you come up, Divina, these are several large, these are like 5 foot by 5 foot large stacks of hay. And you see that there are various individuals around that have these odd colored baubles and bits. Some are kind of large like a tennis ball. We'll go peach, I don't use that kind of terminology, like a peach. Some are like the middle of a peach, the pit of a peach. There's even a plastic needle that someone puts in. And they look at you. You've got 3 tries, my lady. And of the 3 tries, how many you can get is what you can bring out. Are you ready? You have, once the timer on my hand starts, just 5 seconds to look, observe, and then to reach in there and find the best object. Tell me, are you ready?
All right, Heket, go away. I send the bird away.
Okay.
Ready.
Now, you have the choice, Michelle. Do you want to use perception to find an area where maybe it was a little disturbed where someone put in their hand, or do you want to use thievery to go in there and just search around with the hand to find the best place?
My perception's better, so I want to use perception.
Okay. So your first attempt, he goes 1, 2, 3, and then you look around. Give me a perception roll. Do you know how to do this, Jenny? Or Jenny? Michelle?
Yep, I think I figured it out.
Okay. Divina, you reach in. You're finding nothing. Your first attempt. Do you want to use your also hero point, like Tristan did?
The best time to use hero points.
No.
All right.
No way.
So your first attempt, you try. Your hand comes back out. You don't find anything. Unfortunate, but you have 2 more tries. Look around. They're in all parts of this giant stack of hay. And he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then same thing. You can use perception or you can use thievery.
I'm going to do perception again.
All right. You look. You see a place that looks like it might have been a little bit disturbed. You have your hand reach in there. You feel it around, and you find a small little glass ball. Very distinct compared to the hay. You pull it out. It's a little blue dyed glass bead. The crowd goes, all right, she found something. The blue one, fantastic. But one more try. Can you find that elusive needle of plastic? Not plastic, that little small needle. Can you find that? Your last attempt. Same thing, Michelle?
Still no magic, right?
No magic.
Darn it. Okay.
That is a natural 20. That is a critical success. You reach in there with your hand, and you find that small, little wooden needle. And you pull it out. And the guy goes, My! The first one today to find this! And might I say, maybe the only one to find this! Ma'am, that is fantastic! And everyone kind of cheers a little bit. Like people going, man, I checked the area before and I didn't find anything. People are like, yeah, they got kind of mad and some walk away. Some small children. Even a grown man goes, damn it, and walks away. You found the needle? All right, Michelle.
Congrats.
And I'll just say that, like, as I was reaching my hands in, like, my kind of tender skin, little tiny pieces of, like, skin kind of flaked off, and there's kind of a funky smell in that area now because I was digging my hands in there and scratching.
The next one that comes up goes, what's that smell? That's, And he's really distracted and he doesn't find anything. The next one. All right. We go lastly to Olaf. What might you, Olaf, want to partake in, if so, if anything?
Which skill checks are used for the weightlifting?
Weightlifting would be athletics.
Well, as a warrior, I'm going for weightlifting, of course.
All right. You go to a small area where they have various size actual large ceramic urns or vases. And you see that these are connected on rope to two. And it's meant to be where someone picks up one, picks the rope and lifts up both of them. And it's how long they can lift up these things off the ground. And you see there are various people there of your type of nature, a couple of women, mostly just beefy men, and some that are very muscular, some kind of wiry. As you come up, the individual turns towards you. All right, you have the physique of someone that is meant, bred for this. You want to join us in trying to be the one that can lift the most weight here, my friend?
I'm really going to try at least.
Well, that's all we can ask. Now, stand near the one here, and we will go until you cannot lift anything of any more weight. And you see there's a array of various different colored earthen shade these clay vases that get rather obscenely large. And you see that most of them had been actually lifted from the early side and kind of similar to the mud pits. The other side has undisturbed. The coil or rope is still in the middle, round up. No one has gotten to the end of it so far. Mm-hmm. You, Olaf, go towards the one that has been lifted the most. You see this? Should be easy. You prepare yourself. All right, well, it's easy to tell if you can't do it. So, young man, start! And the crowd kind of watches you. You grab the rope, and you lift up the rope. Give me athletics roll there, Olaf.
I forgot how to roll.
All right, so go to character sheet.
Yeah.
All right, you want to go to the tab that does say proficiencies. It's under the blue bar at the top.
Yeah.
And then click on the text for athletics.
Okay.
You started straight a little bit on the first one. Do you use a hero point? Just Olaf.
I want to use a hero point here.
Alright.
Oh.
Just as bad.
Tristan, you go up here, and maybe it's something you ate this morning or didn't eat. Maybe it was a muscle you kind of pulled. But as you go to start to raise up the first set of weights, you just feel a muscle in your side just pull with a pain. And you'll fortunately put it back on the ground. And the men go, "Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, it happens to us all, unfortunately. But it's good being a good sport." And the crowd kind of goes, "Okay." It's a half-hearted kind of clapping cheer. Tristan,
Good effort.
How do you take that?
Dice rigged.
That's always when I roll.
And
Uh,
you are, unfortunately, you're asked to leave the area. Not asked to leave, but you are, unfortunately, out of that competition.
Oh.
Around you,
yeah,
you
that
hear.
sucks.
Around you, you hear the cheering of various areas. You hear the grease pig as people are wrestling this grease pig, unable to hold this little thing down on the ground. You see the whittling wood carvers are making a figurine of a bear with wings as a competition. And there's some cheers coming from there. And the large cheer that comes from the mud pit of the balance beams. But the day is eventful. It progresses. All right. We're going to do our first little break of the game. So I can get some water. I can find the little rewards most of you have won of our little games here. And then we will continue on with the Swallowtail Festival. All right. Break will commence right now. We'll go for about a 5-10 minute break.
Okay.
Oh,
How are you doing, Jenny?
awful. What's the toss a goblin?
So it's like a beanbag you throw into a barrel. But the beanbag is of a little picture of a goblin.
Okay, well now I want a beanbag goblin.
Yeah, I'm sorry you caught COVID, Jenny, but hopefully you go through it really quick. Sorry for the timing.
My fever was over 103 most of the night last.
That's brutal. I'm glad you're actually up and walking, though. That's a good sign.
Yeah. I think honestly, I've only gotten out of bed once before this, and that was just to feed the dog while Mike was at work. I've been in bed all day. Why are you looking?
Speed drive. I'm gonna do
Right.
speed drive.
I need to turn the AC in my house. It is damn hot in here. Good grief.
So, Paul, how are those secret lab chairs?
So, Jenny would tell you, I absolutely hate race car chairs. I had a car that had actual bucket seats, and to see a gamer with bucket seats makes no sense to me. Because the way they're designed is to keep people in a damn seat, not for fucking gaming chairs. Pardon my French, I'm on streaming still right now. With that being said, this chair was given to me for free. So I'm like, sure. It's not bad. It reclines. It's not bad. Design, still stupid. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But it's comfortable, I'll give it that. It is nice.
Can I play one of the games?
Which game do you want to play, Jenny?
I don't know. Can I play the toss a goblin game?
You can if you want.
Okay.
Do you want me to put a character sheet for you, or do you want to let, how do you want to do this?
Just release it to Mike.
Okay. Alright, Mike has control of it, and I'll let you do this while I do my little thing real quick here.
Oh no, what was her name?
I don't think you made a name for it. I don't remember if you did or not.
I did have a name for her, but remember what it was. Alright, what do I have to roll for it?
Alright, so this is going to be essentially a dexterity check. It's gonna essentially it's your throwing attack. So just make it easy. Just go ahead and give me a d20 roll that includes your, or just give me a d20 roll that has your dexterity modifier. All right, no, here, I'll do this. Make it easy. I do that word. I'm gonna give you a throwing thing. Oh, you got the sling. Use a sling.
Oh, use my sling.
Yeah.
Okay. Says
Click the sling. Oh,
So,
no, ammunition.
You get 3 attempts. You get 3 beanbags to throw into the barrels.
it says I have no ammo.
Oh, let's do that real quick. Okay, you do now.
Okay.
Alright. So the first one, your beanbag would have popped into a barrel. So you got the first success. Jenny, give me one more.
Oh.
The second one would have just missed. It would have hit the side of the barrel and not go in.
Aw.
Give me the third one.
Wow.
So,
missed
you would have got one in. It's been a small reward.
All right. That's all I got in me. Bye, guys. Have fun.
Alright, Jenny.
Hi, Jenny. Love you.
Let's do this.
Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yes, sir.
Probably the best menu theme of any game ever, honestly.
It's a great thing.
Maybe butts heads with the menu theme of Mass Effect Andromeda. Just depends on what mood you're in.
The best team is still Halo, in my opinion.
Also really good.
Halo Reach was really good, yeah.
Okay. As you are in the midst of doing your game's activities, afterwards, For you, you're presented by the runner of this competition. Excuse me. You're presented an arrow. But this arrow has a steel shaft. The fletching is made up of this really fine bird feather. But the arrowhead is what's unique. The arrowhead is actually a very, very small, clear crystal. And he tells you, this is our reward for your competition for earlier. What this does is it can hold a cantrip within the arrowhead. And upon impact with the target, the energy will be released, negative or positive, and will provide the effects upon your target. So, essentially, you have an arrow that can hold a single cantrip, one-time use. Whatever it hits will expend the cantrip into the enemy or ally if you want to do like a healing power into it. And it'll cast it into the actual arrowhead itself, though.
Does it do bow damage, or is it
It does longbow damage, or whatever bow damage it is, plus the arrow.
Is this an actual item, or do I have to create this?
This one you have to create, because some of these are custom. Alright.
Okay. Kind of, he can't hide his smile as he accepts this arrow, and he seems to be buzzing with excitement and joy, and he thanks the conductor of the contest for
He thanks you. And we move on to Tristan. As you are there, they present to you a vial of liquid. And as you look at this, he tells you that this elixir, if you drink it, will strengthen your muscles, excite your legs, allow you to move faster for a little bit. And he gives towards you, Tristan, a cheetah's elixir. You can control space, type in cheetah's elixir to lesser one. You add that to your inventory. And then we go towards you, Davina. And they present to you two items. The first one, for the blue ball, he hands you a vial of red liquid. He tells you this is a healing potion for any type of injuries that you might acquire, or for helping out individuals if you come across. He hands you a lesser vial of healing. And then for the needle, he hands you. And this, our ultimate prize that I acquired from the lands far to the south. This here is a small vial in the shape of a heart, little stopper on the top. This will make anyone you speak to enchanted by your presence. And it's a version of a loved elixir, which will give whoever drinks this +1 to all of their persuasion or diplomacy rolls for 1 day.
As this small gnome with like lavender colored hair and cloudy eyes and like almost a really pale skin looks up, says, "It's great. It'll probably come in handy."
Robot.
He kind of sniffs the air a little bit and he kind of walks away. That's strange. All right. And now I'm taking a bio break. I'll be right back.
It's funny, that arrow he gave you is like literally what my guy does.
Oh, are you a magus?
Yeah.
Nice. Are you using arrows though?
No.
Understandable.
I have that ability to infuse magic into my attack.
I just have the one. I don't even know any cantrips, so it's kind of... I can't really put any cantrips into it necessarily. I could ask you to put a cantrip into it, though. That might work.
So yeah, anyone could put a cantrip into it. So not just you. Whatever. All right. All right. Wait for Sean to get back.
Don't worry, I heard you.
Gotcha.
Bluetooth headphones.
Are always great. Where's this thing at? All right. Are we all ready to continue?
Yep.
Yep.
Olaf?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So, as the morning progresses on to afternoon, towards the middle of the day, you see the town is in the bustle of enjoyment. More competitions occurring, other things, more people walking about with flirting, talking. There is, at one point, a small little gathering at the same stage where the mayor, the father, and everyone spoke, and a bit of music starts to play. And the crowd kind of gathers, and you see a woman who is kind of just sitting at the edge of the platform with a large musical instrument in her hand, and is just playing a soft tune. Her head's down, eyes closed. I'll show you who you are seeing. You see this woman. Red tunic, has black hair. The front of it is dyed white. Got a couple of tattoos on her body. Verisian in nature. But the instrument she's playing has on the main body, a red dragon. And she's playing beautifully. And the crowd kind of gathers more and more. And some just sit on the ground, some with tankards of beer, some with other various products of food, and no one goes to disturb her at all. They all just listen. She doesn't even have a tip jar next to her. She's just playing. And it is a melody, as mentioned, exquisitely beautiful. Some people get brought to tears. There's highs, there's lows. Her melody is encompassing to all the emotions. You feel some fear. You feel excitement. You remember your lost love from your past. The first one you ever encountered. Heartache. The fiery of love. The excitement of action. And she plays. After what seems like could have been a minute, could have been an hour, you don't care. When she's finished, everyone, as she stops her hands and puts it in her lap, and the entire time her eyes are closed, and she looks up and she looks at the crowd. You hear sniffling, people just kind of just looking at her. Some have actually dropped their mugs onto the ground, poured the liquid onto the ground. And then everyone just looks, and she speaks up. Don't look for a tip, but if you welcome my bar, the Rusty Dragon, feel free to buy what you want there. And everyone starts cheering and clapping and is going, yeah! Great! That's the Miko I know! Awesome! And just absolute roar of the crowd. Try to say something, Sean?
Oh, sorry. I'm just
Okay.
just fidgeting with something.
The crowd just goes a bit wild, cheering. You see, actually, the individual from before, actually at the back, cross-armed. You see Sirdek with kind of a look on his face of not smiling, maybe a little bit of annoyance. She pays him no attention, and eventually he just turns around and walks away. And the crowd starts to disperse a little bit as her music has finished. The day progresses, which everyone potentially wishing to do as the day moves further and further on. Are you enjoying the festivities? Are you going to walk around, meet people? Are you drinking? You doing more other games? We're not going to really roll for the other ones. We can definitely partake in the other games. You see how your prowess is.
I think Ito's gonna try and sell his last 2 pelts.
All right, Ito. As you move about, go ahead and give me a.
Sorry, just I love Divinity. It's interesting.
I chose music I love. Go ahead and give me a diplomacy. I believe is the skill I'm thinking about here.
A diplomacy roll for what am I rolling for?
For selling your wares.
Okay.
All right. Everyone is a bit preoccupied. You get people like, yeah, sure. Can tomorrow? I'll benefit tomorrow. I'm using all my money right now for other stuff, and you unfortunately don't get anyone to buy your last 2 skins.
All right. I think Ito's just gonna wander over to Area 51 and look for his arrow while enjoying the sun.
Okay, we'll get back to you in a second. Type out in chat, go to Area 51. Yeah. All right, so what about you, Davina?
Now that I've won a game, I pocket my potions, and I call Keket back to me.
Comes back to your hand.
I'm gonna go over to the graveyard where I saw the guy, because that's where I'm naturally drawn to, and I'm gonna see what he's doing, and maybe there's something in the graveyard that I can help with.
Okay. As you bring your attention to the graveyard, you are approached by a man. Go ahead and pull up my thing real quick. Not that. There is. You see the boneyard, the cemetery, there's several areas. You see the definite gravestones. You see the vaults, previous residents. You even see the vault of the previous priest, Father Tobin. And you see the man who's been maintaining. Now, as you actually get here, Divina, you realize that this individual, the caretaker, has been meticulous on keeping the area rather nice and clean, respectable. And the man that comes over to you is actually misshapen. Let me see if I actually had an image for him. I do. All right. So this is minus the hand. This is him right here. So you see, he has a little bit of a stump on his arm. His face is a little misshapen. Are you lost, Missy?
Oh no, I just came to admire your work. You honor the dead.
Well, someone needs to honor the dead. You're truly not here to pick on old Vosk, ain't you?
I would never pick on you. I get picked on.
Why? You look so lovely, and your aroma is so welcoming, familiar. Oh, I might know why you're picked on. Well, how about we share a piece of bread? And he actually goes to a place where he has a couple of goblets of wine and cheeses, a small fish. He actually got from somebody brought to him somebody brought to him from the festival. Share a piece of bread with me. We can share tales on our plights the world has given us. My name, Naffer Vosk, at your service.
I am Davina, and this is Keket.
Hello, little birdie. Nice to meet you, Davina. It's so quiet having friends that don't scream at you or yell at you, but are able-bodied listeners, don't you think?
I agree. Why do people pick on you? You look normal to me.
Thank you, Davina, but I've always been misshapen. My early life, I was never treated well by even my family, my friends that they so-called said they were. I eventually found myself on a ship traveling throughout the world. My last ship actually crashed just north of here about a decade ago. Found myself nearly dead from drowning. When I tried to find just a place to stay, everyone threw me out. Everyone just shrieked at the way I looked, except for Father Tobin, rest his soul. Father Tobin showed pity on me and treated me like how I would have liked to be treated by everyone. And I've been here ever since. And now I watch after Father Tobin, rest his soul, with his daughter. And the last thing I do is to make sure that his yard is kept nice and clean. And I make sure I ring the church bells every day at dawn, noon, and dusk.
You know, I'll tell you a secret.
Oh?
I
I
died
might not be
once.
really good with secrets, though. Wait, what?
I died once. Yeah.
Must I say, did you half come back?
Yep. Helped me come back.
Where's the other half, though?
What do you mean?
Well,
I'm all here.
you're all here, but... Apple?
I have a pulse. My heart beats. I'm here. I'm
You
alive.
do, but there's something peculiar about you. I think I can sense it.
Probably.
Is there anything
You
old
are
Voss can do for you to make you... I don't know if I can do anything, but could I do anything to make you feel a little better?
No, I don't think so. I just came to see how the graveyard was going and see if you needed any help. I
Do you
think
wanna...
actually I have something for you.
Oh?
Yep. And because she doesn't like him getting picked on, I'm gonna take the heart potion that I just got,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna hand it out to him, and I'm gonna let him have it.
No. I couldn't accept this, Davina.
Oh, sure you can. I can make do just fine without it. I'm sort of cute if I put up.
I must give and he's stumbling over words. You see him actually start to cry a little bit, and he goes over and he actually pulls out a crown of petals and leaves. I was gonna put this on um, Father Tobin's daughter's. I can make another one. Please accept this. It's actually rather beautiful.
Put it on my head.
You look like a queen. But thank you so much.
Mhm.
As we move on to Olaf, what might you be doing in the town of Sandpoint as festivities are occurring, as people are sharing in drinks, foods? Maybe you're reminiscing on your performance that was kind of bad at the competition.
Well, since I heard earlier in when I was in the bar, the White Deer, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
about going to the Rusty Dragon, I believe it was called.
Yep.
So I'm heading to the Rusty Dragon to see if if it's open and if there are any things I can do, and maybe drink a beer or two to drown away my sorrows.
As you actually go to the door of the Red Dragon or the Rusty Dragon, so given the name because as you approach the building, a large iron sculpture of a dragon is over the front entrance, and it's large. And you see that it is quite the imagery. It probably scares children if they look at this thing. But as you approach the front door, you do see that it is actually locked. And there is a note that's actually dagger nailed into the door. It says, "Stop being a cur. Go to the grounds of Miko."
Yeah, since it's closed, I'm gonna look around in the town and see what's well, just walk around and maybe look around for some things.
Is there anything specifically you might be looking for, Olaf? Another type of drink? More information? Someone to talk to?
And nothing really specific. Just
Just
well,
wandering
looking
around?
around. Yeah, just wandering around. Maybe if I can see some shady people trying to do something, maybe.
You actually do. Not in the way you might expect, though. As you're walking around, maybe as you kind of potentially curse, maybe not, maybe just annoyed, or just after you look at the door to the Rusty Dragon that's closed, by the signature of Miko, you see an individual who is actually in the slight alleyway looking for a stoot. And he looks at you. Stoot? I got something you might like, friend. I see you're not from town. How would you like to have a small little heirloom of a history of Sandpoint?
Let's see. Can I do a perception check or something that would allow me to see if it's actually an heirloom or fake or a cursed item?
So, you can go ahead and... Now, I need to mention something real quick. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but I told everyone about the concept, I hope, of secret checks, have I?
Yep, I remember.
Did I tell you,
In
Robert?
our interview, at least.
I'm not sure if you
So
did.
some I did mention. So if I do apologize if I forgot to mention this. But Pathfinder 2 does come with the default assumption that some roles will be done by me as the GM. These are roles that will potentially give you false information, perception checks, um, persuasion checks, or deceit, trying to recall information. Essentially, anytime you would be able to metagame, I essentially as a GM get to knock it out because you can't metagame at all. Now, is everyone okay with this rule?
Yep.
I'm okay with that rule.
Okay. So, actually, in this case, I'm actually going to roll. You want to see the items holding up if it's cursed or any type of something that might be averse to you. Not what he's saying it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Olaf, as you come walking up to this, you see it's actually a piece of wood. And it's actually looks like it's been broken from a post, but it's a carving that's actually on the front of this piece of wood that he's taken out. He's hold up to you. I'm gonna roll real quick for you. I'm gonna roll. This probably would be perception. You get a very good look at this thing. In fact, he's kind of presented it to you so you can see this clearly in his hand. Have you ever heard of Old Stute, sir?
Well, actually, I haven't. Could you tell me something, or could you tell me some more about these?
So, it's a dark history of Sandpoint. Several years ago, murders swept through the town of Sandpoint. And it was a murderer. This is the wrong music for that. Got any music? This was. That's the wrong music for that tale. This was a murderer. Became known as the Chopper because he chopped up his victims. 24 victims over the course of a month, one every day. But the Chopper wasn't any evil man, wasn't any demon or monster everyone said it was. No. The Chopper was just a citizen of Sandpoint by old name of Stute. Stute was known for carving what you see in front of you, these birds. And as you look at it, it's actually carving meticulous, very, very detailed, extremely good of a bird. These are known as Stutes, and they were such a prize to be had around town. Old man Stute would walk around and just carve these into areas. If you're lucky enough to have it carved into your home, he would present it to you free of charge. Good luck, a blessing. But then the murders happened, and we all found out that old Stute was the Chopper. And when everyone found out that lovable old man was the one that did these murders, everyone at that point hated Stutes and destroyed all of the birds, all of the Stutes around town. But some remain. Would you want to have one of the original Stutes from a piece of old Sandpoint history? A museum piece. No one here would have this. They'd all been destroyed, all carved up. You can see still some homes. But to find one intact like this, you cannot find anymore. And he kind of has it in his hand if you would like to buy it from him.
Well, I thank the man for telling me about the story, but I politely decline to buy one, seeing how the dark history might have some, or might bring me some problems.
Do looking at it, beyond the detail of it being immaculate and very, very good, you do sense no presence of evil or whatnot. It's just a carving, a beautiful carving, linked to something very, very bad that happened with the individual that did it. Tristan, what might you be doing around town?
So he's going like full tourist, like he's gonna try and find himself like a little candy, uh, you know, like cotton candy kind of deal. He's just gonna eat it while walking around, just enjoying everything, taking it all in.
Absolutely. You spend the day just doing other competitions, seeing other folk walking around. You see Mayor Deverin shaking hands with people. You see Sheriff Hemlock just vigilant, sour face, looking around, making sure the children don't go near any fires. They stay away from the games that are more dangerous. RP competition. He's had to stop more than one child from watching or running after the wood blocks of the RP competition. You have various knickknacks, various baubles, various food presents stuff around you. We get to...
Again.
Oh, sorry. Mike.
So, oh, I didn't hear what you said.
You have various pieces of food. Enhanced, eating, enjoying yourself, just walking around. Enjoying yourself.
Mm-hmm.
For you, Ito, what the hell are you wearing gloves for?
They're surprisingly good at cleaning little specks off of tempered glass, and they're comfortable.
You know what? That's all I gotta know. They're comfortable? That's all you gotta say. Alright, so as you head towards Area 51, Ito, looking for your arrows that you launched off.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a perception roll.
Wonderful. All right, let's test that good old lizard eyesight.
Not bad.
Hey, not bad.
You see that Area 51 is actually a small little island that is partly connected to part of the landmass of Sandpoint, actually next to the ruins. But as you're looking around, looking at the arrow, you don't find your arrow currently, but you do see there's actually wreckage of wood. At first, you might think it might be the wreckage of a ship, but you're starting to see that it's not. It's actually the old ruins of what looks like stairs that were going from the section of the ruins, the ground, the pathway, actually to the foundation of old, not ruins, but the foundation of some home on top of that small island that's slightly connected to Sandrock. And as you're looking, Sheriff Hemlock goes, "You've heard about our history, have you?" As he also kind of just stares at the piece of land that you're looking at right now, Area 51.
Ito replies, bits and pieces, pauses, and then says, have you seen my arrow?
Your arrow, if it's launched into here, probably not. The waves probably took it.
Ito shrugs. What is significant about this area?
Well, the townsfolk don't like to talk about it. But this is the dark history of our little town here. Fortunately, this was the home of Stute. Was an artist that had a fantastic eye for carving birds. People loved it. People called it Stutes. And then find out that a string of murders that left a number of people dead was caused by him. He died there. We destroyed the bridge, and that foul thing we found Well, he was at the bottom of his little cellar. It's a dark history. Dark history.
I see. So the bridge is destroyed. Can't get over there.
I like if you don't go over there. If you're looking for arrows, I'm sure Jessen can get you an arrow from what you might have lost. But I'm curious about you. What brings you to Sandpoint? He's friendly. He's not friendly, but he's not being like aggressive.
Okay, so
He's
he's
being
not.
inquisitive.
Yeah, he's not prejudiced.
No, he's not being.
That's
He's not
good.
being interrogative. He's not interrogating.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
He seems genuinely curious.
Well, Ito explains that he came here to from the wetlands outside of New Thassalon to sell some pelts he had gathered that he didn't need, and I guess look for more lucrative ventures. He spends most of his time in the woods for sustenance reasons, subsistence, helping out the tribe, but he's been venturing further and further outside of the wetlands he usually calls home, so figured he'd make some coin selling the products of his skills and perhaps finding finding I don't want to say adventure. Sounds too typical, but I guess it's adventure.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, don't see too many lizard folk come through Sandpoint, but adventure you could definitely find around these parts. Always something occurring. Goblin pests and everything. Thank you for answering my questions.
What's this about goblin troubles?
Yeah, there's always been some goblin troubles around Sandpoint. It's a nuisance, you know how they are. They're always just more of a problem, annoying. That's what they are. Never really had much of an issue besides the occasional raid they might do against a small little caravan, 2 or 3 of them. Scare the wit out of folks, but yeah, my blade can cut one easily in half. It's just such a unusual type of vermin. Cackle and glee, scream, and then turn to a ravenous, raging, horrible monster another second. It's yeah, they're vermin.
Hmm.
Oh.
Are there any bounties out? Any special requests? Anything I might undertake?
You come across some goblin heads, and not myself, but I do know that there's some goblin ears that the old Brooksmith want to have. I could direct you towards him. And as he is mentioning that, you hear a call. People going, "All right, head back to the square. We're going to commemorate the chapel now. The cathedral's going to open." I could tell you more about this a little bit tomorrow. Come on, let's not talk about things of negativity today. As much as people accuse me of not having a good time, I do want to have a good time today. And he kind of slaps you on the shoulder, and he starts walking towards the square.
Alright. I guess Ito follows, walks towards the square, pretty much shrugging off the arrow. It's just an arrow. Yeah, essentially abandoning the search.
As all of you kind of inadvertently or directly make your way back towards the cathedral, you see that a large number of people have gathered there once again. You see acolytes out and about, and they're giving out some flowers, and it's getting towards dusk now. And you see, excuse me, you see Father Xantis starts to walk back up towards the stage, and he's starting to wave at people and goes, "All right, I think it's time. I think it's time." And you see that to get people's attention, he pulls out from his cloak an alchemical thunderstone. Those of you would know these are objects alchemically made. You throw on the ground and make a sharp crack of thunder. A great way to shock an enemy or to get the attention of a crowd of people. And he's getting ready. All right, everyone. I'd like to present to you. All right, first, and he takes a stone, he throws off the stage, hits the ground, and a sharp retort, like the crack of distant thunder, slices through the crowd. And you watch as the sun's setting rays start to paint the western sky. And you hear a stray dog that kind of barks and crawls under a wagon. And you hear the buzz of the conversation, a couple dozen, quickly go to hush. And everyone kind of turns their attention towards the central podium where Father Zentis is just smiling. And he's at the stage. As he's about to speak, you hear a scream erupt from the distance. It slices through the air. And a few months later, another as screams start to erupt from all around. And then a sudden surge of new voices, high-pitched, almost like shrieks, not quite human. The crowds part, and something low rushes by. And that dog that ran under the wagon yelps, and then it just collapses on the ground, gurgling blood from ear to ear, its throat completely slit open. Blood pools around, and then you hear the sound of chanting start to erupt around the area. Goblins chew, and goblins bite. Goblins cut, and goblins fight. Stab the dog, and cut the horse. Goblins eat and take by force. And you watch as goblins appear on various parts around the area, immediately screaming of people start to run as goblins start to chase other individuals, pulling blades, cruelly made, jagged, sharp, some covered in blood. One standing on the top of the wagon that cut the dog's throat, dripping blood. Chanting, screaming, "Goblins race and goblins jump, goblins slash and goblins bump. Burn the skin, mash the head, goblins here, and you'll be dead!" And everyone goes into a panic as fighting erupts all over Sandpoint. And I will go to
Paul, I'm just throwing this out there. No humans.
No humans?
Stew. No human stew.
No human stew. Okay.
The last time we played this, the guy found a thing of human stew from goblins. And it
Oh my gosh.
made for an interesting couple sessions.
Oh my gosh.
everyone.
I'm unconscious.
Put yourselves where you might want to be.
Game's paused.
Oh, there you go.
Ito would be Further back in the crowd, I'd say about right here.
All right.
From where are the goblins coming?
You'll find out when you land.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
Are you healing yourself?
I did. Put it back to full health.
Huh?
I would have been close to the stage.
Okay.
I had pushed myself forward because I was really interested in what was happening with the consecration of the temple and all that.
All right. Pause. I'm now going to restart the first actual music of. What's going on here? You're being dumb. Give me 1 second. That's fine. All right. Let's see how loud this is going to be. There we go. All right. Should be able to hear the music.
Nice.
You see the 3 goblins are right there. Now, we're going to go into combat, first one of this game. So, here's how this works out. In Pathfinder 2, initiative is not done by a dexterity check. It's done by essentially the last activity you're doing. In this case, perception. But if you're stealthing through a dungeon, you'd roll stealth. If you're diplomatically speaking to a general, you would do diplomacy. You're persuasion, essentially. In this case, all of you are listening in, perception. So, you go ahead and bring these guys in. Oop, you. Alright, if everyone brings their attention to the top right, I recommend to right-click that closed fist symbol for the combat tracker. You will see everyone has a silhouetted white D20 symbol. That is going to be what you click on to roll your initiative. Now, before we roll, everyone open your character sheet. On the left-hand side, make sure initiative says plus whatever bonus that has perception as the actual modifier. And then, in the combat tracker, top right, close fist, click on that white symbol to roll your initiative.
Oh.
Nice.
Damn, someone's going first. All right.
You ain't first, you're last.
Now, this was all by surprise. You're not surprised, but no one has their weapons pulled out. We're now going to go top of the round. We're now going to talk about how this game actually works when it comes to actions. This is different from D&D, where you had movement action, attack action, free actions, reactions, all that good stuff. Pathfinder, you have 3 actions. Activities all cost something to do, between 1, 2, and 3 actions. Moving, 1 action. Pulling a weapon from your scabbard, 1 action. Attacking, 1 action. Cast a spell, maybe 1 to 3 actions. Everything in this game is built upon 1 to 3 actions, as well as possible reactions and free actions. Now, if everyone goes to the character sheet, I want everyone to go ahead and click on where it says for your weapon. This will be the oh, Davina, we didn't actually get your gear, did we?
Whom?
Right, Davina, I'm gonna give you really quickly just cleric gear. So
It works.
it makes you feel any better, like there's nothing for my class for starting gear, like anywhere. I had to just figure it out.
Alright, you are proficient in what type of weapons, Michelle? You're proficient in simple weapons. I'm gonna give you a. Do you want what kind of weapon you want, Michelle? You want like a club, a dagger, anything? A staff?
Probably a dagger.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'll give you a sling. You can play on both of them, just to get this started.
Okay.
Where's the sling at? So.
Okay, so equipping a weapon is interact.
Yep, it is one action to equip your weapon as you pull it out of its scabbard or get it up to ready. So, your first action on your turn, if you so want, Ito, is to draw your bow. Or what are you going to do as your first action?
Yeah, that'd be a good start. Let me just review. Why would someone take an action to fall prone? Gain cover or get greater cover if you have. Okay. Is there cover near Ito?
There absolutely is cover, Ito.
He doesn't have to stride or anything?
No, you're right there. You take cover if you want to at that moment.
Okay, he's going to spend an action to equip his longbow.
Okay.
Spend an action to take cover, and then spend an action to fire an arrow at this goblin right here.
All right. Here's when I do this. Because this is automated, I want you to go ahead and target who you want to kill. 2 ways to do this. Hold on Alt, left click your target, or double right click your target. You will see a actual target reticle point on them.
Double left click?
Alt doesn't actually work. Give me 1 second.
Right click.
Double right click it, yeah. There you go.
Cool.
Now, on your character sheet, go ahead and click on the icon to attack with your weapon.
Wait, how far away are they?
Your range is 100 feet. They're definitely within range.
Yeah, but if they're within 30 feet, I have disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. You do not.
Which is fine. All right, 22. I assume that hits.
So you launch an arrow, it flies, and it hits that goblin right in the chest. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Hits the goblin in the chest. It falls back, it stumbles. Not dead, but very, very hurt. In fact, if you hover your mouse over the icon of the target, it shows you their actual estimated health. It should say near death.
Near death, okay.
Right, Ito. So you have draw your bow, hit cover, launch an arrow, 3 actions. In the combat tracker,
that's my turn.
End turn, please. In the combat tracker.
Combat tracker.
Mm-hmm.
A fist.
So a good thing to do
Turn.
is to have your chat open and right-click that close fist to have 2 windows open side by side. So what I do for me. All right.
Sweet.
I'm not sure it has the name Robin, but for you, Olaf, it is on you. Olaf, you have 3 actions. Drawing a weapon, action. Moving, action. Attacking, action. Now, with that being said, you might think, well, if I have 3 actions, can I attack 3 times? Can I shoot an arrow 3 times? Yes. But here's the drawback. You get a cumulative penalty after the first and second attack. Your first attack is always your main bonus. No penalty. But your second attack is at -5 or -4 with an agile weapon, like an easier to swing weapon, like a dagger. Your third attack is at -10. You get feats, you get a boost to offset that penalty, like a monk's flurry of blows or like a ranger's twin attack. But you can do 3 swings immediately at level 1 if you so want. But for you, Olaf, what do you want to do?
I saw Tristan sheath his weapon earlier. Do I have to do that as well before I start my turn? Or
no, but there will be an action to draw your weapon because no one had the weapons drawn as this occurred. So, if you want to spend an action to draw your weapon, and then you have 2 more actions you can do with the want. Olaf.
Yeah, I was messing around earlier. That's why I just put it back.
Well, since I use a greatsword, I have to get in range, so I move up towards the bottom goblin, or the bottom goblin.
Mm-hmm.
If I can reach that with my speed.
Speed is 25, and that will get you just there. So you rush across the field. The goblin turns and goes, Longshanks, die! And he raises up the dagger at you. You do 2 actions. Draw the blade, and then move. Third action, do you want to swing this blade, Olaf?
Well, I'm not gonna stand there and look at him. So of course I'm gonna use my greatsword
Go
to
for
just.
it. Swing that blade, good sir.
Let's see. Where do I roll it again?
So, on the character sheet, go to the second tab, which is actions, on the blue bar. Under Greatsword, click on Strength plus 6, which is your actual bonus.
Do the drop downs work on this one?
It does. I'll show you a little bit later on. I'm just getting to know how the character sheet works. So, you swing this great axe, and it strikes the goblin in the chest. Drawn line of blade. Click on damage, Olaf.
Okay.
Dirty long shit, and just gets cut right in half. Its head of a half just black to the ground, dead. Very good. Olaf, you did 3 actions. You pulled your blade, you rushed forward, and you swung, decapitating this goblin. On your combat track, hit and turn, please.
Yes. Reactions, are those can those be used outside of my turn, or do they need to be in my turn?
Are always in activated from something someone else does. Typically, you can't get a reaction on your turn. It's outside of your turn, and that speaks to the big thing. Unlike 5e, attack of opportunity is not for everyone. Only the trained classes that are actually in the martial prowess of training get attack of opportunity. Only the fighter gets it for free at level 1, which means most enemies do not have attack of opportunity unless they're like specifically a trained fighter, which means maneuverability, flanking is great in this game. Now I'll present the rules as we progress. All right, hit your end turn button, please, Olaf.
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did. Okay. This goblin is dead. This goblin goes, "You dirty human, dirty long shanks!" And he, with that dagger, rushes towards you, the dog slicer, stepping over his dead body, and he goes to stab you as he's bleeding from the arrow that was hit in him by Ito. He uses the dog slicer that didn't roll for some reason. Alright. Be that way. Alright. Why are you not rolling? Oh, there we go. Alright. So, he comes in. Ooh. Alright. He swings at you, and he gets just in the grooves of your armor and pierces into your body, Olaf. It does 4 damage as it finds a bit of purchase. He moved, he did that attack, and now he's going to do another attack. You'll see at a penalty, this time a little bit harder, rolled at 8. So this one, he swings again, you just block it with your blade. We now go to...
It said critical miss in the chat.
You did get a milk kit. Do you have an ability to trigger on a critical miss?
Not that I know.
Alright, so this is brought up, we talk about it now. So, here is the big difference between Pathfinder and 5e. In 5e, critical hit is on a natural 20, natural 1 on a d20. In Pathfinder, it is 10 over the AC or 10 under the AC. It triggers a critical hit, which means in this game, every single +1 and -1 matters to your character, because that is the difference between 10 damage and 20 damage. In this game, if you critical fail a fireball save, you take double fireball damage. If you critical hit a sword, you do double damage. Every +1 and -1 in this game absolutely matters in Pathfinder 2. Tristan, what you got? To you, Mike.
Oh. So I'm going to move here,
All right.
and then I'm going to cast a spell at this gentleman.
Ray of Frost. Right, click on that attack button. It's in the chat card. You reach out a hand, it flies out, and it just hits the ground next to the goblin. Unfortunately, it's a miss.
And then I will enter my arcane cascade. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. The goblin warrior sees you, and he rushes towards this guy right here, and goes to swing at him.
Okay.
He hits critically, and I get to roll. But these are a bit of weak goblins. Only does 1 damage to this man, but he screams, "Bloody murder!" and is just panicking as Goblin is literally hacking into his leg.
Paul,
Yes.
can I interject?
Yes.
I have Glimpse of Redemption.
Okay.
The trigger is an enemy damages your ally and both are within 15 feet of you. Is the civilian...
I would not count them as an ally. I would say only party members would be allies.
Okay.
Davina is on you. What'd you like to do?
Seeing that goblin get a little bit closer, I am going to reach out to the abilities given to me by the divine, and I'm going to use Soul Siphon.
Okay. Go ahead and
Sounds
activate
pretty
it
metal.
in chat for me. Click on, if you have like a little speech bubble next to the icon, go ahead and click on that for me, please. As I get the actual battle music up and running.
Can you do it?
Yep, there you go. Alright. So you siphon off a portion of the target's soul to bolster your own vitality. Alright. The target must attempt a fortitude save or take 1d4 negative damage. You gain as much... Alright. Is there a range on this soul siphon? 30 feet. And I think that is within range. Alright. So, let's see if he can save against that. And I rolled a 16. It fails. So, it takes full damage. Go ahead and roll. See where it says damage on the chat card, Michelle? Click on that.
Yep.
Alright. Only 1 damage to the target, but it's also drained. And when it's drained, you also gain that much HP. So gain 3 HP, Jenny. Or, what do you call Jenny for? Gain 3 HP, Michelle. 3 temporary HP.
Got it.
Have it.
Alright.
And
That, I
then
believe...
It's visible that, like, little bones start to poke out.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's only 1 action. You can do it again if you want to. Or you can do something else if you so want.
I think what I'm going to do is... Let's see. If it's got the 2 little things next to it, it's 2 actions?
Yes.
Okay. So then I'm going to use Divine Lance
Okay.
on that.
Alright. Go ahead and click on the attack button as you launch a beam of divine energy at the goblin. That won't be a miss though, as it just misses. That is all 3. At this point, everyone's actions are done. The townsfolk scream, "Bloody murder!" and run all the hell away. Even this guy, he gets away.
Good.
These are all rushing away.
Run away, dude.
Father Xantus goes, Protect everyone! Acolytes! Protect people that you can! And he starts rushing towards the cathedral. Top of round 2. Ito! It's on you.
Damn, it's Ito's turn already. All right.
Get up. Get up.
He's going to use Hunt Prey on this badly injured goblin.
Alright, click on the ability so we can read it, so we can see in chat what it does.
Okay, let me go to my feet. That's breath control. There we go.
Focus attention on a single foe, it becomes unstoppable in your pursuit. You gain the Hunt Prey action.
Alright, now I'm going to make an attack with my longbow against the goblin.
Alright.
And because I have precision as my... I do an extra 1d8 as a result.
Okay.
Of damage from striking my hunted prey for the first time in combat.
Okay, go for it. That is a hit. Not a critical, but is a hit. Click on damage.
Damage, and then...
Another D8. Doesn't matter because it just dies.
Oh.
We'll add it to it. It's super dead. But
Super.
the arrow goes into its head and it goes, Longshanks, die, rob damage! It just hit in the head. It just goes, falls to the ground, dead. Good job, Ito.
Alright, what am I gonna do with my last little action? I am going to... Can I use Hunt Prey in the same turn? Or twice in the same turn?
I believe so. As long as it's
Alright,
more
I'll
than,
just
it's one action. Go for it.
Yeah, I'll just use Hunt Prey on the near-death goblin, though I have a feeling I'm not gonna be able to utilize that, so,
Alright. We'll see.
That's
It
my
looks like
turn.
Olaf is taking good work at cutting these things down. Olaf, it's on your turn.
time for the dissection.
I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do. Am I gonna just use my greatsword to cut it down, or just an unarmed attack and just grab his head and just crush it in my hand?
Is that-
Do you want to grapple it?
Well, since standing next to me, can I just use an unarmed attack to grab his head and crush it in my hands?
That is grappling. Essentially, when you grapple, you can do strength damage to it.
It'd be a grapple and then an attack.
Sure, why not? Let's try it.
Alright. So, to grapple, you need at least one hand free. So, if you look at your actual character sheet, you'll see to drop the hand on your greatsword is a free action. So, it is an action to re-grip it. So, you're going to be free, let go of one hand, and then grapple the goblin.
Alright.
For one action. Alright, so, grapple is actually a athletics check against the DC of the goblin. So, roll me your athletics check there, Olaf.
Okay.
Right. It's a 15, which is actually able to beat. So you actually grab the goblin by the head. And for your for your third action, if you want to, you can try to squeeze the goblin and kill it, if you so want. Try to kill it.
And what do I have to roll for that?
So here's what you need to look at, though. So I'm going to activate the chat real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone, if you can, click on in chat where it says grapple. if you look at it,
Okay.
it says attack and then skill. Because it says attack, it does accumulate the attack penalty or the map or the multi-attack penalty, which means this will be at -5 on your next roll again.
So I have to roll athletics again then.
At -5.
Okay.
Or I'll count it as -5 when you roll.
Okay.
So it's 11. So as you're squeezing it, you're squeezing its head. Get off me! Daddy long shakes, get off me! But you're not able to pop its head. But you do have it essentially held in your grasp right now.
Feels a little thicker than anticipated.
It's got a thick skull. All right, that's all 3 actions for you, Olaf. So we're now going ahead and hit in turn, please. This one is dead. This one, let go, let go. It's restrained. It's going to try to get away from you. It is going to use its unarmed attack modifier, and essentially, if I can beat your fortitude save. So, your fortitude save, Olaf, what is it?
Let me open up my.
Go to the left-hand side on the red ribbon. It's underneath your initiative.
It's +8, or is it class DC?
So, class DC is always going to be that modifier plus 10. 18 is the modifier, which means for it to escape, it has to be an 18.
It's weird because my class DC says it's 16.
It's because you are actually more trained in the ability.
Oh, okay.
So, it is going to roll its attack, and let's see. I'll just use weapon. No. So it tries to get away. It's grabbing your hand. Let go, let go. It drops its dog slicer, hits the ground. And now both hands, let go, let go. It's going to try again. Now, because the escape action is not it is attack action. It is at -5. It's going to try again at -5 this time. So we'll just do this at -5. This is a... Still, 16. Still, it's trying, let go, let go. At this point, it tries to bite your hand. It just misses. It's biting like your glove. Nothing's happening. All right. Tristan, it's on you. Let go, dirty long shakes! Let me go! It's just kicking. You have it in the air with its head.
All right. Well,
The imagery I have is just so hilarious to me.
That was
You
the
could
point,
just hear
just crush it in your head.
I'm going to move here.
Mike, did you use that potion? Is already moved
No.
to 30? So you actually have a move of 25, not 30.
Well, no, I should have 30.
No, all humans are 25.
Oh. Then never mind. I'm there.
There, all right.
Yeah. Okay. Let learn that.
Oop.
Yeah. I guess I'll try and Ray of Frost again on the new one.
You got this.
Now, don't roll yet, Mike.
Oh, you said it right after I clicked it.
Nah.
And this is actually fine. Because you have this thing in your grasp. Well, Olaf does. It gives it a condition. It actually gives both of you a condition called flat-footed. It's when you don't have your full defenses. Flat-footed gives the target -2 to its AC, which means its AC is actually lower than what it says. So this hit, which is normally a hit, is just a better hit. So you do hit, Tristan. Go ahead and click on damage.
I think I get something flat-footed, so it's like. Well, actually, Paul.
Yeah.
Just remember, I went in my arcane stance. I actually get +5 to
That-
my movement.
You got it. Okay, you got it.
All right, so that's
You-
actually gonna change things then.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to do my stuff.
That's fine. Anyways,
You're
you hit. Quick damage. What you got, Sean?
you're able to drag and drop statuses from the chat bar onto tokens to give characters statuses. So like with grapple, just drag and drop it onto that goblin and it'll have the grappled effect and it'll
Actually, yeah.
it'll automatically apply.
Oh,
All good.
There. Anyways,
But it's good that we know that now.
Yeah. Quick damage, Mike.
Well, no, I'm doing something different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when I get to here, I'm going to use Dimensional Assault, which I teleport an extra 15 feet, which I want to just come right up on him right here. And then I take the attack action.
Okay.
So I'm taking an unarmed attack. So
You're not using the your weapon?
no.
Okay.
I'm going to talk to you about that later.
Okay.
I have a whole thing for that.
Okay.
It's
That's a hit.
okay. So my damage gets. So I was reading it, and specialization with weapons for like unarmed.
You don't have
just,
that
like,
yet, I believe. That's something you get later on.
Okay. So I actually get +3 because of my arcane stance damage, and because with my all my stuff. So
Okay.
it should be a +3 to this.
And then also the Ray of Frost. So quick damage
Those
Ray of
work.
Frost because they all
Yeah.
combines.
Well, no, that's the +3.
Gotcha. All right.
So
Either way, this thing is dead. So you're finished up this little battle here. How do you want to kill this thing there, Tristan?
So like, you see Tristan start running, and then like, for like half a second, you just see like a little wisp, and he just like pops up right next to the goblin, and he just comes in with a punch, and you see like when he hits, like little like cracking ice just falls, and just nice.
All right.
Oh, that's it.
All right. That'll end this little encounter right here. Everyone, apply yourselves. You beat the first encounter of this game. Now, as these 3 goblins die, the sounds of battle around you are still occurring. But now, you have a slight moment to take a breather. And you see the civilians have dashed all the hell away, leaving just in this area of dead goblins, you 4. And you can tell immediately that you are, well, something more than commoners. You are potential heroes. And now for the first time, I want everyone to do a slight introduction. We do the actual introductions later on when you have time for it, but right now, I want everyone to see what they're looking at. So from one of you, take the lead and just tell everyone what they see when they look at you. What you're wearing, small detail about your character real quick.
So Tristan, he's around 5'11", probably like 200 pounds. Well, maybe a little bit less than that, probably like 190. He's got red and black clothing that accentuates his build. You can tell it's definitely made for him to be able to move freely in. He's got pretty long, like, black hair, and when he casted his ray of frost, you could see that something was left into his hands, and his hands had a little icy tint to it.
All right. Who's next?
Standing over in front of a green checkered tent next to all the boxes is a a lizard folk of blue height with kind of ocean blue colored scales. He's not really wearing much in the way of clothes, just pieces of leather armor, wear purely functional, and has a rather large backpack with a quiver uh, over his shoulders. He seems well traveled and well worn. Uh, uh, yeah, a few pieces of bone jewelry here and there. Looks kind of fierce, but is relatively still and calm, not very phased by this situation.
Who's next?
I'll go. Well, there's a champion standing there in full armor, with a helmet on, and well, I stab my sword into the ground. I take off my helmet and I introduce myself as Olaf Bloodletter. He grew up in a poor family, joining the village guard to provide for his family, and after, well, my village was raided and pretty much everyone died there. As the only survivor, he decided to leave the village and, well, search for adventure and try to help other villages that are being raided by goblins or whatsoever.
All right. Divina, last thing on you.
So, Davina is this small, petite gnome, very pale, almost grayed skin, and eyes that don't quite have color. And she has really long, like light purple lavender hair that's in a couple of braids, just wearing like a little dress. And previously she looked just a little pale and like maybe she needed some sun, and now she kind of looks like she might have got really hurt. There's bones sticking out in weird places, and if you get very close to her, you might smell the scent of death.
Good things.
At this moment.
You've only had a couple seconds to see these other companions around you. And as you gauge each other, get a sense of camaraderie, and all of you essentially helped reduce these three goblins to nothing. You hear an explosion off to the side, actually relatively close to you, Ito, as this wagon completely gets engulfed in.
Oh, that's a wagon?
Or sorry, not the wagon, but this little tent.
Oh no.
And this one here
Keep adding fire, making me nervous.
gets
Everything is burning
in fire. And this is not over. We continue
Dun, dun, dun.
our assault. And you watch as these three goblins come from over here with torches in their hands and small vials of alchemist fire in the other one, and they're throwing these alchemist fires at buildings. But next to them is actually a goblin war chanter. The ones that are singing, the ones that were singing that tune, is coming from that goblin. And actually, we'll show you in chat what these little gremlins, well, not gremlins, actually look like. This is a goblin war chanter, and it is that which is actually rousing these goblins into a fervor, into a rage, a gleeful attack. We are going to continue this battle.
Okay.
All right.
It's got those sick rhymes.
Let's see. Let me get you.
So Paul, you could, if you take 2 actions to run, you can move 60, right?
Yeah, for you.
Okay. But yeah.
Or 3 actions, move 90. Everyone, reroll initiative, as the assault on Sandpoint is just underway. Ooh,
Can we?
I rolled high.
Would we be able to use something other than perception since we were fighting?
What would you want to use?
Shit, I don't know. I was just. See.
In this case, I'm gonna say the only skill that's actually is I'll say still perception on this one.
Just perception. Okay.
Yeah. Divina, same as you.
Yep.
All right. All right. Top of the round, it goes back to this Goblin Pyro, and he sees you, Ito, and he goes, Longshanks, you look different. Tail, fire, fire! And it comes running at you, Ito, with the torch in hand.
Damn.
50 feet. The thing's got to run. Can it make it? It can. All right, so it spends 2 actions just run. And it has its torch and goes to swipe at you with the torch. These ones, you notice, look a little bit stronger. These ones are also being enchanted. You hear the goblin, kill the Longshanks! And it goes to strike at you. Ooh.
Yeah, that hits.
Not only is that a hit, that's normally okay. Yeah, so it comes in and it just smacks you in the head with the club, Ito. This one doing 3 damage as parts of the embers go on your clothing, and you get a little bit singe spots on your body. All right, Davina, it's on you. The battle's underway one more time.
Okay. Is it one of my 3 actions to send my bird over to one of the goblins?
Ooh, I forgot about the familiar.
Yeah, I forgot you had a bird. What kind of bird is it?
It's a small bird, but you can't really tell because it's wearing like a little bone mask, like an old-timey steampunky physician's mask, and then it's got taps hanging off, so it looks like it might be like a sparrow or something small, since I'm a gnome and don't really want to walk around with a 1.5 foot tall crow.
Understandable. I mean, if I was a gnome, I'd walk around with a big crow. Someone took a picture of me and go, "That's a big crow."
Okay, so Michelle, how familiars work is you spend one of your actions to give it 2.
Okay.
Here, what was the name of your familiar type? Michelle, I'll make it real quick.
It's a nosoi. Nosoi.
Yep, I got it. Let me make a thing for real quick.
psychopomp.
I'll get it on the battlefield.
Yep, I threw a little picture in there for him too, in the
I got one real quick.
character.
Alright. But until it's up, what do you want to do?
I think what I'm going to do. Ooh. I know he has the ability that if I send him over, he can be like the spellcaster for me. I'm just looking to see. Everything I have is like a 2-action spell.
There it is.
Oh. So I spend an action, he gets 2.
Yes.
That just means he can move and then cast a single action spell.
Yes.
Just a little guy.
Yeah, it actually looks like this. I'm not sure when Michelle put, but when I grabbed really quick just to get this in here so y'all can get a, kind of a clue, looks like this in chat.
Kind of like that, yeah. Well, I am just probably going to have to get closer, even though I don't want to. I am going to move a little bit closer to Ito, since I see he's got one there with him.
Okay.
And then let's see. Targeting the one that's there by him. I'm gonna cast Fear.
Okay. Activate in chat, please. Now, Fear is great because Fear gives a status penalty of -1, -2 to all things. AC, attack rolls, saves. Remember, +10 over the AC is a critical hit. And will demolish these goblins.
And saying I don't have enough spell slots.
Let's see. It's when I did your thing earlier today, probably. So is now. Okay, you have it now. Activate it now.
Let's try that again.
All right. So as I try, I will save. It rolls and it does get a
critical
critical
failure.
fail. It is frightened 3 and fleeing for. Yeah. It just yeah. Yeah. This thing is scared to all hell. It's it's gonna start running the hell away. -3. It has -3 to HC, which means someone attacks this thing will probably get a good chance of getting a critical hit. Good job, Davina. All right, pass your turn to the Goblin War Chanter. It goes. Longshanks will die. Longshanks will die. Longshanks will die. It starts to cast Bless on itself. And the ones around it.
Oh no.
So, right now, this one has Bless, and this one has Bless. And then it is going to move over here.
No.
All right, Olaf, it's on you. You hear chanting coming from the other side of that little stand. Things are on fire.
Well, since I'm so far away, I'm probably spending all 3 actions moving.
Yep.
Uh,
Or what you can do is you can move 50 and then use another skill like Intimidate to demoralize and make them become even more scared to reduce their AC.
but I don't have that skill, I believe.
Intimidate.
Oh yeah,
Let's see, how well are you with it?
it's a +2 for me.
It's not high, but you might be able to get it off. It's up to you.
If I use it against that frightened goblin, do I get extra bonuses on it because it's already frightened?
So its will save will be lower, but it takes the higher. It never adds together, so you can't give it frightened 4. It would just still so it'll still get frightened 3 because it's already higher than your frightened 1. So you want to do it to something else.
Okay.
Or you get there and swing at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna move 50 feet and then just take a swing at the goblin.
And I think if you get a good hit here, this might be a critical hit. Because he has -3 to its AC right now. So real quick, target Olaf.
Since it's combat again, I have my greatsword still equipped, I guess.
Yes. I would say you didn't put it away because it's still in the middle of battle, so you're fine.
Okay. So it's just a strike with my greatsword in this case then.
Yep. Unless you want to grab it.
Oh shit.
Well, that is definitely.
Nice.
But first off, Olaf, go and target
I-
it first. You didn't target it. Go and target it first.
Oh.
And then click on damage.
Sorry.
Click on the critical damage button, actually.
Oh
yeah.
shit.
Okay.
What?
That thing just explodes. It just
Look at you with the
utterly dies.
outstanding rolls. A
All right.
20 on a d20, a 12 on a d12.
That's a hell of a roll there. All right, so Olaf Bloodletter is keeping with his name. He is destroying things left and right. Good job, Olaf. Go ahead and pass your turn.
I suck at lifting faces, but just demolishing goblins, that's my job.
Yeah, you're covered in blood by this thing just explode in front of you by Olaf.
Yeah, Ito wasn't expecting them to approach from behind, so not phased, but definitely caught at a roundabout. Let's see. In the 6 seconds this all happened, let's see, he's looking around. And he's really pissed off at that war chanter. He's got his eye on the prize. He's going to... Ooh, that is the trouble, ain't it? Okay. Sorry, just doing some trigonometry here.
If you want to do actual dimensions, if you hold down Control, you can actually plot out your actual course. And hold down press the left mouse button, you can actually draw the course, and it'll tell you the full distance. In this case,
Okay.
there's 95 feet. Right-click to remove the last waypoint.
So hold down Control and...
Left-click to draw new waypoints.
So from that point, it's... Hold on. What was I doing before? Yeah, that's still within the penalty range.
You want to get like right here.
Mm-hmm.
I have a better idea. He's going to make 2 strides. How do I initiate?
Hit spacebar.
He's going to make 2 strides
Okay.
and then make a biting attack.
Okay.
Nice.
Unfortunately, he was out of my line of sight. I was going to absolutely demolish him with my my deadly combination, which I will not reveal yet.
All right. Go ahead and target.
That's
Go
a
ahead
treat.
and target the enemy first, and we'll see your combination later on.
Yeah.
You gotta target
Ooh.
the enemies first. Did you? Oh, I don't see
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah, I missed.
All right.
That's my turn.
All right, Ito. Here go the Goblin Power. Here it is blessed. It rushes towards you. And same thing, it is going to try to bash you in the head with its club, Ito. And this time, it has an even better bonus. And this is still not a crit,
Owie.
but it is a damaging roll, and it is just 2 damage. And it is now going to actually
I
taunt.
took more damage than I was supposed to. Let me just heal for that. There we go.
Oh, did you apply it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
applied my own damage,
Okay.
and then you applied the damage
Alright,
again.
so I'll do this. I'll let everyone apply their own damage for themselves, so for now on, you all apply it yourselves. Make it easier for me. Alright, it's
Sounds
now
good.
going to actually taunt you. It's going to go, "You dirty human! Human, die!" You know, it doesn't really know you're not a human. But it's going to try anyways. So, it is going to spew shite at you. Let's see. -5. There is a... Yeah, nothing happens. So, you just laugh at this thing. This one here, well, you're right there. It's going to come running over here. It's going to see
Oh no.
you. And same thing. It is going to try and smack you with its torch. Ooh,
And miss.
and miss. And now, it is going to try and jump on your back.
What?
Goodness.
And it does! So this thing comes over and just grabs you. So, not only, I got a critical success here, so it has you restrained. You know, so you all watch as this goblin goes, ah! It jumps and literally strangles you, and you drop your bow, you know, as it actually wrestles you to the ground.
Okay.
Alright,
Oh
so
my.
you are restrained. It's also grabbed. Alright, so. Yeah, so it is now holding you on the ground. Alright, we now go to Tristan.
Should have made a bigger lizard.
My turn.
Alright, Pyro is dead. Davina, it's on you.
Okay. Quick question.
Yes.
My other focus that I have is Death's Call. It says that the cast time is a reaction.
Yes.
So I can cast that as a reaction to a character. Okay. All right.
You could have did it when the goblin was killed by the critical hit by Olaf.
Right. Ooh, I don't think I'm going to go that far into the curse then.
Okay.
So, oh man. I guess I'm gonna have to get a little bit closer. I pretty much need to be 30 feet for anything. So we'll do 25 there. Really. 25 right there.
Yep. You see, Ito is on the ground being grappled by this goblin with a torch. Torch is on the ground. Ito's bow's on the ground, and you see standing atop of them is Tristan.
Okay. They're 20 feet, they're 25 feet, 30 feet.
Now, I'll say the goblin that is actually grappling Ito is flat-footed. It has minus 2 to its AC.
Okay.
Actually, Ito hit dropped.
Do what?
Oh, yeah.
Up.
There should be an option, unless it's actually different. Yeah, click on the drop for your longbow.
Yeah, it's an inventory.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's an action to pick up.
I am going to just do Divine Lance again.
Okay. Click on attack. And we'll see.
Come on now.
All right. Well, it hits it. Go ahead and click on damage. Ooh. It injures the goblin. Not dead. This one's a little more beefy, but it does get hit. And as it gets hit, it goes, ah! It actually lets go of you, Ito. It goes, what's going on? What's going on? As it gets pierced by that divine lance.
Uh-oh.
So you're no longer restrained.
Yay.
but you are prone.
That's-
Where's the prone button? There you go. All right, the Goblin War Chanter. Well, it sees you on the ground, and it's right there. So you're being the butt of its target there. The Chanter. It continues singing, bah, 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 and the radius of its bless gets bigger and bigger, to where now bless is encompassing the other goblin. And bless just gives it a +1. And then it's going to use its dog slicer and try to cut into you, Ito.
Wait.
Wow, rude. Yeah,
I rolled a
eat
natural
shit.
one.
Ay, ay, ay.
So I miss. You know what? It's going to try a second attack.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Ah, okay. So, all misses. It goes, die, die, die. And it's just hitting your body, but nothing's happening. All right. Olaf, it's on you.
If I stand here, can I hit the goblin
Yes.
there or
Mhm.
not?
You won't be able to hit the War Chanter, but you'll be able to hit this one right here. It has all the stats effects.
I can't run through the tent, I guess, or can I?
If you want to, the Chanter might catch on fire.
Yeah, let's not do that then.
Alright.
It would look amazing though to just run through the tent and then just
I'll tell you what.
smack a goblin.
I'll tell you what, if you run through it, no matter what, I'll give you a hero point for risking it.
Risk it for the biscuit.
You're
I'm
wearing
gonna run through the tent
I
and
want you
just
to roll
end
me-
up
roll me-
behind the goblin.
Roll me a d20, a 14 or more, you catch on fire.
And how do I roll a normal d20?
So, left-hand side of the screen, you'll see at the see a little d20 symbol. Click on that and click on d20. All on
Okay.
the left side. Okay, so you rush through, you clear your head and you just burst through the other side, and you see just a bunch of embers fly everywhere. But you, sir, are not on fire, but I'll give you a hero point.
Nice.
Because that looks cool.
Yeah.
Good job.
Alright.
Do I surprise the goblins because they would not expect someone to run through the tent? I guess. Or doesn't it add any bonuses?
I'm gonna say it's two.
You are flanking. We are technically flanking, so they would be flat-footed,
Don't worry, it's
or at
flat-footed.
least the two adjacent goblins to him
If you
would be
move
flat-footed.
here, you'd be flat-footing this one right here.
Well, if you moved over one space, but I don't know if he's got enough room.
Oh, I'm knocked prone, so
Yeah.
he can't be
Tito doesn't
flat.
have a weapon out, so
Gotcha.
to flank the War Chanter, we need to be in opposite squares. So that one right here that I'm pointing currently.
So you'd
That
have
would
to
essentially be your surprise.
You'd have to use an extra action.
Yeah, I have to use an extra action for that to move there. Then.
Go get one good swing. Essentially
Yeah,
a plus
you,
2.
you
That-
you'd get
that's
one
true.
good swing in.
Well, I'm gonna move then another 10 feet to surprise that,
And
or
luckily,
at least.
they have no attack of opportunity. So do that swing. I'll go ahead and put flat-footed real quick. Give me a second. I'll put it on there. He is flat-footed. Do your worst. Can you cut this Chanter, this Goblin Bard down?
Let's hope so.
Damn!
Whoa! For the
Man.
second time.
Just go for it. Click on the critical.
Yay. Worth it.
And
Oh my
it's
God.
Man,
clear.
he. Oh yeah, you are smoking these things. Let's see. Can you kill this thing? Dead. Dead.
It just explodes
Two
into blood
times
and
in a
covers
row.
everyone in blood.
You're a machine.
Damn, Olaf. All right, pass the turn, Olaf. Ito, it's on you.
Is it an action to stand back up?
It is, yes.
Alright.
And you also have to pick up your bow.
Yep, another action.
You assume that I can even use a bow in this situation.
No, you can't.
Yeah. I'm going to cast. Yeah, I'm gonna hunt prey this uninjured goblin right here next to me.
Okay.
And I'm going to make another bite attack.
Go for it.
And
Remember, the
this would
one
be
on the left-hand side is actually flat-footed. The one you're talking about now is not.
What other statuses are those?
It's
Knocked
a
prone?
mobile. Yeah, essentially it's a mobile and prone and flat-footed.
Okay. I still want to make I want to make good use of my hunt prey this round.
Okay.
So
Absolutely,
yeah.
go for it.
Can I add an extra dice to this?
I'll do it separately. We'll just put it all together. I'll make a macro to have all together.
Okay, sweet. Anyway, that's the attack roll. You gotta be kidding me.
Sometimes rolls don't work in your favor.
That's my turn, I guess.
It's all because I'm critical hitting these
right.
things.
Is it still?
This
Are
one
they
was
still
six-
blessed when the war chanter goes down?
What, Mike?
Are they still blessed when the war chanter went down?
Actually, what's the range of bless? What's the duration? I'm gonna say yes because I don't really know. So yes, it goes out.
I don't know if it's like how 5e does it. If they have a
I'll look it up later.
So,
Don't worry about it right now. All right, so this one, it turns towards the one that is killing all of its companions. So it looks at you, Olaf, and this thing is going to try and murder you now because you are murdering all its friends. It takes that club and it swings it at your face, and it does hit. All right, so we'll go ahead and roll damage, and it is weak damage. Going to do 2 points there, Olaf. And it's also going to jump on you.
How do I add damage?
So in chat, you see where
Click
it says the little damage button? Click on that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. And now it is try to jump on your back. And does not succeed. And it's going to go in for a... You know what? Yeah. At that point, it is going to try and... It runs over here. Alright, this one gets off of the ground. So, stands up, picks up its torch, and goes to swing at the one next to it, which is Mike, or in this case, Tristan. It swings the torch.
it hits.
And that does hit. Tristan,
I want to interject here because
Okay.
I have glimpse of redemption.
Alright.
How do I use it?
Activate it in chat so we can see what it does. So click on it. You should be able to click on the icon for it to put it in chat. Alright, let's see.
Yeah.
So, your foes will hesitate under the weight of sin as visions of redemption play in the mind's eye. Right. The ally is unharmed by the triggering damage. Ooh. Ally gains resistance to all damage against the triggering damage equal to 2 plus your level. Well, shit. So what do you want, Mike? You want to ignore the 4 damage or gain resistance to all damage against torches for equal to 3 damage.
I'll just ignore the 4 damage.
Okay. There we go. So it goes to swing and it's gonna and it just stops. Going towards you, Tristan.
I was like praying you weren't gonna move him because I'm gonna try and use my ability spell strike. Which
All right.
It is a lot.
Yep, I read it already.
That's a lot of text.
A lot of text.
Yeah. First,
Choose a attack spell.
I'm casting Shocking Grasp.
Okay, so click that.
Okay. My attack.
So you don't attack with this, you attack with your actual weapon.
Well, I actually do 2 attacks. I do the spell attack, and then I do my weapon attack, but it only counts towards the weapon attack because you still have to. The spell still has to trigger. I believe that's what it was saying. Let's see.
I'll double check, but I don't think after. Let's see.
It says right here, you cast a spell that takes 1 or 2 actions that requires a spell attack roll. The effect of the spell don't occur immediately, but you are imbued with it. Oh.
Yeah, so I don't think you actually have to do the attack. You do attack with weapon.
Okay. Well then, I do.
So we'll ignore that.
But it's 2 attack. So it's at -5, right?
No, it happens after this attack, so it's at full. It's a full bonus.
Well, because I think. Well, no, because the weapon attack. I get the this counts as a 2 weapon attack for your multiple attack penalties.
But it applies after the attack.
Oh. Okay.
So your third attack, if you did a second attack, Mike, it would be at -10.
Well, I'm just saying I would do the -5 one.
Oh no, you don't have to. You have full bonus.
Okay.
Which is a hit, so do damage plus the damage of Shocking Grasp, and we'll combine it all. Well, that's just overkill right there. So what's it look like? What's it look like, Tristan, when you do this thing?
So you see when his palms, and there's actually a plus. Is he still flat-footed? Doesn't matter.
Not anymore.
So his hands are full, like have that ice to them, and then when he punches them, you just see like this huge spark of electricity and ice, like just explode out of his hand and just like blows him. Like
the goblin explodes. All right, yeah, one more action you can do there, Mike.
I think that's it. Because either way, that's it.
All right. Top of round 3, Davina. We have 1 goblin left.
I'm getting close to
kill.
things, but I'm gonna try to get closer to him. I'm gonna go right there.
If you don't kill it, I'm pretty sure Olaf is going to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't we just say the third one is also a critical strike?
25 feet. Oh, because I'm clicking on the face here. So I'm gonna go right there. Let's see here. I am going to just hit him again with Divine Land.
All right.
I didn't quite get as close as I wanted.
Go ahead and target him for me, please. Or it. All right. Click on attack. That will miss, unfortunately.
Dang it. Okay.
All right. I believe that
Well, I
is
can
it
do.
for you. All right. One Chanter is dead, which means it's probably going to be dead now.
Let's hope so.
Go for Olaf.
I'm gonna move 5 feet.
Hey.
Target it, of course. Let's see if I can hit it with my greatsword.
Oh.
I can't full circle.
Damn it. Well, second attack. Let's hope this one hits. Of course it
No,
doesn't.
not this time. Not this time. All right. you move in. You're so up on that glee from just smoking things down. A piece of ember falls in your eye. You kind of move your head as your blade just swings high and low. All right, it's on you.
Ito's pissed off. He's angry. He's gonna. Oops.
You really don't want to use that bow anymore, I guess.
I think what's the point this
there's no point in picking it up at the moment. He'll come back for it after battle's ended. He's gonna move up over here, cast gravity weapon.
Ooh.
Get 'em.
You do not have enough focus. All right, so that's the order. I can't tell which is a focus point and which isn't. Gonna cast gravity weapon and make hopefully the last bite attack with my fangs. So let's hope this hits, because
Come on.
oh, I forgot to target.
And 14 does miss.
Oh.
Gosh darn it.
Ouch.
Sorry,
This is a sturdy little goblin.
He just can't hit anything.
These
this
are full
turn.
goblins. You're fighting weak goblins earlier. These are actual goblins. These are actually really tough goblins. Alright. The Goblin Pyro. It's seen, it's surrounded, but it don't care. It's crazy. It does not like Olaf. It is going to continue its assault on Olaf. These don't run away.
No one likes me.
They don't know about running away. They don't know the meaning of running away. That is a hit.
Wait.
Olaf. Why are you rolling bad damage rolls?
Oh my gosh.
It now swings against Ito. It swings wildly, crazy. Die! Die!
Where'd Ito go?
Io disappeared.
Oh, sorry. Wrong button. I went to target Ito. Alright, but there is I believe a miss against Ito. Yeah, miss. And then it does just a wild haymaker swing. Maybe it gets a natural 20. Who knows? Wow, that was really close. That was really close. Alright. It leaves it on to Tristan.
We're just gonna gang up on this goblin and beat it to a pulp.
Nice.
And we're all missing.
Second strike.
Oh, it hits!
That should be a 4. Not that it matters.
Okay. I'm going to say at this point, because this combat is pretty much done, as it tries to fight, it's eventually going to get gunned down. Not gunned down, it's going to get cut down by all of you being surrounded this thing. So it eventually does put up a valiant effort because this goblins, and it does get ultimately demolished by the combined effort of all 4 of you.
Say Ito bites.
As it falls to the ground, dead, you see that from its hand, it drops. You see a couple of bottles of Alchemist's Fire roll off of its hand, its little pouch, and it rolls on the ground. The little tent next to you is burning on fire. You can hear in the distance the sounds of attacks in various parts of the city. But in your immediate area, the front area of this new cathedral, it is relatively clear of goblins. In the distance, you see as a couple goblins are rushing around, attacking people. Watch as one goblin throws a flash alchemist fire at a couple with a baby. It misses them, hits another goblin in the face, it catches it on fire. Another one, running on a rooftop, stumbles, falls to the ground as it's laughing and hits the ground and dies from its neck cracking. Goblins, live up to their name, are viciously evil, but almost chaotically stupid and funny in a way. But in the distance, as mentioned, the sounds of battle still rage. But a little bit quieter now. Around the area litters dead goblins, bodies, some of the civilian townsfolk of Sandpoint. But for right now, your immediate danger is now done. And I think it is there where we'll end session 1 of Rise of the Runelords.
Nice.
Sweet.
So, what did y'all think?
Fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
My new players, I'm curious how Sean and Robin think.
This was a very nice Foundry experience. I'm very impressed with all the features. It's clearly well developed.
We haven't done the talking one yet. We'll do that probably next session.
Oh, the theater.
Wait
view.
a minute.
So if everyone wants to, we can actually see a potential of the theater talking. If everyone goes to the character selection at the top right, it's a 3 silhouetted people. And you'll see where it has a couple folders, one called, or maybe just one folder called PCs. You'll see actual PC is stored there. If you actually go there and go to right-click your name and go to add to a stage, at that point, if you go to chat, you can actually click on a new little icon of your guy in the chat window. And you'll see what Tristan has already done.
How do
And
we
we'll
set
use
my
these.
key ability?
Your key ability should be, I think, dexterity.
Oh, it gives me a choice between
Okay.
strength and dex,
Gotcha. I'd
in
imagine it'd be
Wanderer's
dex.
Guide. Yeah, I would choose dex, but apparently it's selected as strength. I'm not sure where I modify that on the
Oh, I
character
see.
sheet.
Click on where it says edit
Edit.
under ability, or next to ability scores.
Okay.
Might be in there. All right, let me end the stream here.